You were tuned in to episode 131 of the Goodfellas podcast. It's your boy G5 Jeff TV, aka G5, aka 5, aka the Guru. Got my main man with me, Big Bro, Boxing First Vlog, aka the General, aka Blunt Bayless, aka Mr. 1K. What's going on, Big Bro?
Man, bro, we might have to switch that up to Mr. 1200 because the numbers is moving a little bit, man. I got the betting on boxing series cracking right now, really diving into that side of the game, really trying to find my lane and, not bumping into any traffic out there, cause no accidents. I don't want no smoke, even though, I got two pipes and I like that secondhand smoke. But, we like to keep everything copacetic, what I mean? So I just try to find my lane and hopefully that spark off for you guy. Y'all tap in with me, man. Things been good for me on the inside of boxing. Couple long parlays, but advice from my guy. We're gonna start cutting that down. We're gonna really dig into some value fights. So just tap into the channel, man. Expect it, bro. I'm coming with some heat.
Them videos is like real, like smooth too. Like you could tell they
informative, like, quick, in and out. Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like, I do my studies, bro. So I'm doing it for the focus. You know what I mean? Like I'm hoping everybody get a bag. That's all it's about. You know what I mean? Don't spend your rent money, but a little piece of money or something. Try to get you some Jordan money out of it. You know what I mean? Nothing too bad. We ain't big boxing bettors like that. If we get to that level, then you'll know because you'll be with us. You feel what I'm saying? So let's start from the beginning. Let's get on this run. And definitely tap into G5 Jeff TV. How the prediction league going? You know what I mean? Y'all know what it is. Right. It's free. You know what I mean? You can't beat free. You know what I mean? So you get bragging rights. There's a little side pot situation going on. Some head-to-head possibilities.
Yes,
you know what I mean? So definitely, you know what I mean? It's a lot of sites, but our site is free.
It's free, absolutely free, man. Yes, indeed. We actually got a lot to cover today, and it's crazy. Before I get started, I actually want to run this by not only you but everybody listening. Because I'm not 100% the social media tech guy. I got a message from Mark Breland, and I don't know if he was hacked or, you know what I mean? Like it was nothing. Yeah, like it was nothing, like crazy. It was just like, like, hey, what's going on? Like, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much like a hey, what's up? But I don't know.
I mean,
like I don't know.
Who you know that know Breland. That's how you gotta go from there. You gotta tap in, be like, yo, everything good with the boy? I got a message. I just want to make sure it's from him. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be going back and forth.
I'm trying to
that's another route. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got
hit his followers. This how you do it. This how you do it. G5 hit the followers, and it'll come back to you maybe as you're scrolling through his followers. Like, oh, that's the boy. Let me message him right quick. That'll help it come back to you. You feel what I'm saying?
All right. Yeah. So I'll probably do that, but you know what I'm saying? That's
weird to just get a message out the boot. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we usually hitting them guys. Yeah, we usually hit them guys.
I'm getting hit. It's a little different. So I was just like, I didn't know if I don't know if he got hacked or whatever, but we're gonna find out. We're gonna get to the bottom of it. But we got a couple of things, man. Dillian and Whyte look like he has linked up with Buddy McGirt. Also, there's a text message flowing around between Eddie Hearn and Adrian Broner discussing possible opponents. We definitely still got to get into this Keyshawn thing and see if he's ready for top 10 or even 15 competition at 135 pounds. We could definitely get into that. We never tapped in with Eddie Hearn suing Jake Paul for $100 million for Jake Paul basically saying that Eddie Hearn paid off some judges. We got a bunch of little small
them numbers those numbers particularly, not to cut you off, big homie. I'm reading 250 to 75,000. That's on Boxing Scene, and I believe another site, I think it's boxing.org or something like that. I read it. I know Boxing Scene for sure. But the other site, you know, I don't remember the actual full name, but it was like Boxing.org or something. But yeah, I'm like 250 to 75,000. That just might be out of spite. But now you saying $1 million. Now there might something be serious behind it. 100 million. No, he ain't getting 100 million. This dude ain't got 100 million. The people that promote him don't got 100 million.
Yeah,
it's not $100 million $100 situation.
Yeah,
it's not.
Big shout out to VP Shane. I don't know if he is or is not going to be in here, but big shout out to the VP, man. You know what I'm saying? Third member of the team. But let's get into this. Let's get into this Dillian Whyte thing. Oh, you know what? Hold on, before we get started. Before one more. Big shout out to Richardson Hitchens, man. He just signed with Eddie Hearn. That's a big look for Richardson Hitchens. That's a big look.
I don't know, bro.
Can I tell you why though?
Too.
Can I tell you why though? Well, let's talk about that first. Let's talk about that first.
Let's go right into it, because that'll lead us to the rest of the Eddie shit.
Yes,
so yeah, go ahead.
Yes. Richardson Hitchens just signed with Eddie Hearn, Matchroom, and initially I thought the same thing Blunt thought. I was like, I don't know, but I gotta remember where he came from. He was with Mayweather Promotions, which essentially you're with PBC. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, if that didn't work, like, where else are you gonna go? What you think, bro?
I think now that at first it didn't sound good, and let me explain why. The news of him dropping the past fighters just in consecutive order. It's not like one guy fell off towards the end of a contract. He didn't redo it. No, he did it consecutively, as if, you know, they were rebooting the ship, you know, kind of cleaning the house, which you do from time to time. Sometimes it works on the rebuild, but when your bag is long like Eddie's is, I think you can take your time and matriculate it back up. I think what's happening in the Ray Ford situation, we brought this gentleman's name up the other day, comparing his skills to the rest of these young bucks. He's ahead of these guys, obviously, by experience, but I think that experience showing in the ring is showing Eddie there's a market for this young talent. He's seeing what Top Rank is doing with these young cats, Tucker, with Davis, and Shushu. So I think that's a move based on competition too. Then he'll have a nice 2-horse race, you know, not to excuse me, not to block boxers in as black fighters, but just skilled guys. I think he'll have an American set of skilled guys, young guys, because we know the lower weights are starting to really draw the bag for these fights. And obviously, quote unquote, the 4 kings. And I had a situation over that, but I don't even want to get into it. But yeah, like these guys now might have some young dudes right on their heels. We might have a couple good mix-ups that'll draw some eyes, get some pay-per-views and things like that for the young crowd. At some point, these young guys are not going to tailgate anymore. They're not going to be the supporting cast. These are going to be the guys in front. And then you're going to have, not to use Porter's name in this way, but you're going to have the Porters on the secondary fight list and all of that. These guys are going to be the headliners in the main event dudes. And that's soon. I mean, I'm thinking within the next couple years tops, because these guys get good fight rates, you know what I mean? About 3 fights within the first 2 years, 4 fights within the first 2 years, good pace, get the lights on you all the time. Well, at least in their last 3 fights per gentleman, they've had the lights on them on that Top Rank situation. So I think Eddie saw that and was like, yo, man, it's a free agent. And he nice. He nice. I don't know where I rank him as far as the other guys, because it's been a minute. You know, thank you, Floyd.
Hitchens is 140, right? Hitchens is 140, right?
Yeah, he 140, but I believe he's a guy, if the money right, 135. You know what I mean? If the money right, because his frame is thin, so I don't think it'll cost him a lot to drop, you know, 5 more pounds. He might be a little bit, you know, would have a little bit more win. You know what I'm saying? So with his boxing, the way he boxes, speed, you know what I mean? He's not the most powerful guy, but anybody hit you clean, they're going to hurt you. So I just, again, putting him in this conversation today, I don't know where I rank him from our conversation yesterday, but you know what I mean? You got the floor, Jeff.
Yeah, big shout out to our brother, you know what I'm saying, family right here, man. Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz and more, man. Big shout out to Bruce, man. One of the hottest YouTube channels going You know what I'm saying? Definitely subscribe to Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and more. You know what I'm saying? Boxing historian in its purest form. Big shout out to Bruce, man. Big fan of his, man.
Hey, real quick. Bruce put up a photo of Miles Davis in the corner with the gloves on. And I saw it on YouTube. So big shout out to him. That's what I really tap in. I don't get to watch the show as much because after doing this and other things we do in the boxing world, it's hard to really, give everybody that whole hour and a half. But I do tap in and support what he's doing. So that's another way that I do it. So big shout out to Bruce. But when he put that post up, I remember from my childhood a movie with Sammy Davis Jr. as a boxer in some movie. I don't remember, I was a real kid, but when I saw his pick, I was like, damn, what if the two of them threw it down? I was like, two singer, jazz dude, you know what I mean? Singer dude. I'm like, yo, that'd have been wild, bro. That'd have been wild. But that really came to mind. I had to leave it in the chat, Bruce, but big shout out to Bruce.
Yeah. Big shout out to Bruce, man. As far as Hitchens is concerned, Hitchens is that guy. I think he's 14-0, if I'm not mistaken. He's one of those guys. You can tell he's skilled, he's talented, and you're kind of waiting for him to have like a moment, like, you know what I'm saying, like a defining moment. Like he's kind of just been, like you said, and I love the phrase that you gave earlier, guys tailgating. You either going to tailgate or you're going to be in the game. And I feel like Hitchens has been doing a lot of tailgating. Not his fault, though. I just feel
no, it's not a plan.
Not his fault at all. Not his fault at all. But it's almost like you almost feel like he should be a little bigger than what he actually is. Like his butt, like he should be a little hotter in the streets. You know what I'm saying?
Can I dump this on your lap real quick? When that talk was out, and I don't know, I would say what, year ago, when I think he had his last big scene, it could be over a year ago, when he really had some lights and he had the cameras on him, he had the microphones in his face. The talk at the time was Floyd will never let a boxer compatible to him be market past his level. So when you look at Tank is the complete opposite of Floyd, even though he's an intelligent boxer and he's shown it with his knockouts. But that being said, he's not Floyd. No one is Floyd when we talk in that level. There's guys comparable, legends to me, like Pernell Whitaker and other guys like that. But I just think they were still a notch behind Floyd when it came to that defense. You know what I'm talking about? And that is the heart of the game for me. Just explaining something real quick. If you can avoid being hit and hurt as a defensive mindset, as a fighter, that automatically keeps you in the game, no matter how long the game goes. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you're in it. I'm not getting hurt, so I'm not losing wind. I'm not getting beat up. I'm not woozy. You understand what I'm saying? There's not a lot happening that's taking my energy because I'm defensive minded. I can pick and choose my offensive spots, do damage when it's possible to do damage without getting hurt. So I think that's the core of boxing. And when you a fighter like Floyd, and you've actually shown it for 50 fights, and you still showing it, playing around with these goofballs, I kudos, bro. So when Hitchinson comes along and he's similar without the dog, because we haven't really seen that dog from Hitchinson. You know, he's been carted along properly, and nothing wrong with that early in your career. But 14 fights in, bro, I think, yes, you should have had a moment in this era of boxing. See, and before you had your moment at fight 24, you had your moment at fight 22. No, now you having your moment inside 10, you having your moment inside 15, and he at 14. Now that he has Eddie, will he get that moment? I hope so. I mean, Eddie got to keep it going. He don't want to lose the race over there to Golden Boy, so Eddie got to keep it going.
Yeah, I wanted to speak on one thing that you said as far as Hitchens and being in that Mayweather promotion and Floyd kind of capping a person's success. you know, their exposure in a sense. That's the perception, right? With Floyd, you would think of someone of Floyd's stature that he would have had better talent under
No,
Mayweather Promotions. If you really look at it, if you look through the
can I
history,
say?
go ahead.
Yeah. No, I
Go ahead.
don't want to cut you off. Go ahead, man. I've been running
Go
my mouth. I apologize. I
ahead.
can hold it. I can
No, you
hold it.
good. You good. Like you would think, like he would have had more of the Tanks of the world in his promotional stable. Really, if you think about it, outside of Tank, he hasn't had any like stars. And if you want to look at solid fighters, the only real solid fighters he's had is really Hitchens and Badu Jack. Outside of that, he's had a lot of middle of the pack guys. So his roster kind of doesn't reflect like him in a sense. You would think Floyd Mayweather is the top of the hill guy. You would think he would recruit, you know, top of the hill type talent, and he's always the majority of his roster is like middle of the road, and below. If you look at it, so I think you're right in terms of him trying to cap how far somebody can actually get to under his umbrella, but he really
That
hasn't
wasn't
had
me
the
though.
extreme talent. No,
That
we're not
wasn't
saying
me.
that.
That was just a conversation. That was the
That's what
conversation from that I remember.
that's what no, but that's we're not saying anything that hasn't been said before. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying?
But I just,
Like
we just want
his
to keep everything on
roster,
the up and up.
no, understood. No, his
These people
roster
take things
doesn't.
out of context.
Yeah, his roster really doesn't reflect like top notch guys to where he has to really worry about that. It's just I think Hitchens made a good move. Now, whether it's good for him to sign with Hearn, you know, in terms of matchups and things like that, that's something different. But you know, when you've been with Floyd Mayweather for this long and you don't have the name and you didn't really get the marquee fights, it's kind of like what okay, but why are you with him? Like, you know what I mean? Like, why are you with him? Oh, and big shout out to YSM Sports Media too. Like, and I haven't had a chance to listen to the interview, but he did interview Richardson Hitchens, and I think
Yeah, I
the
saw it.
title of it was why I didn't get to see the interview,
Yeah,
but
well,
I will
he
check
didn't
it out.
tell where. And just real quick snippet, he didn't really the go to where that it was going to be Eddie. I guess we kind of helped break that for the for our fans, for our folkers. You know what I mean? If they wasn't already up on it, but at least we breaking it down a little bit. But like I
Yeah,
said, he didn't really say direct, but he said it's going to be a nice move. It's going to be a smart move for what the landscape is. So
yeah,
again, I gotta agree with it. Dezan, they busy. One thing I could say, this is what I'm gonna say that's a positive for this dude. It's a flood over there at super lightweight. A flood on that side of the fence, on that side of the world. And a young dude could just stack his cake up. Kind of similar to how Haney went to Mexico and just stacked his cake up, got his name cracking, got his skills up, got busy again. Over there, bro. And trust me, I know because I'm inside the numbers now, so I'm finding out a lot of these dudes that, oh shit, I ain't know dudes a super lightweight. Oh, he's 16-2. Shit, there's a dick, and he got a buzz over there. Oh shit. Now you think you bringing up Richardson Hitchens? There's possibilities out there for this dude just on that side of the fence. We know about the European tour, man. It's the greatest thing in boxing right now. Big salute to Saul for that, man. You go double platinum over there, bro. So I'm just saying, bro. I think it's a cool move for what the landscape over that side is, and that's where Ray Ford going over there regularly. I don't think he had but one fight over this way on Dezan because they don't do a lot of cards over here.
Yeah, I really like what Raymond Ford is doing. He's really setting the table up. I think he just need to step up his like his social media presence or whatever, kind of show his personality a little bit more. I don't think he really talks enough or promotes himself enough. But once he gets that side down, man, like he could be a player in boxing, man. He really can, man. Like hopefully they'll work on that. But my boxing son, Chris G in the building, man. Big shout out to Chris G. He said He said, "Do you know anything more about the Andre situation?" So, Chris, we talked about this yesterday, but we could touch on it real quick. Basically, Andre, there was a purse bid for the Andre fight. Only one person showed up. The bid was $305,000. It's basically a 60-40 split. So it looked like the fight is not going to happen because it looks like neither guy, based off of what I was reading, neither guy wants the short-term money. No, neither guy wants the short-term money. But to be honest with you, with Andre, he's kind of like out of sight, out of mind right now. And I felt like we burned a good 40 minutes on yesterday's show on somebody that just don't have no real direction. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Bro,
so it's just
you know
kind of like once he establishes something, then we'll address him at that time. But it's kind of like for somebody that really don't have no direction, like I kind of like
we can't give it to him from here.
Yeah, like I played back the show yesterday because it was just fire. If y'all ain't hear the show yesterday, definitely go tap in with that. But I went and listened to it again, and I'm like, yo, we really burned 40 minutes on a dude that got no direction. Like I was like, I'm not doing that shit today.
That's what's crazy. He had us driving around in circles. But real quick to end that, remember we was trying to think of a name to compare him to, and I got the perfect name. Jarrett Hearn. I don't think the same way. Fights. No, but just the potential. Like that's where I think they're equivalent in their potential, and yet we haven't seen it. Both of them in the same landscape, off the radar. Off the radar. They busy on the gram though. They busy on the gram. They in the gram boxing streets, crazy.
Yeah,
GQing, getting married.
I would compare them to like right now in terms of just like no direction in terms of boxing. Yeah, in terms of like just
that too, no but just when I first thought of it, the word potential came to mind.
Jarrett Hearn looks like he's not hungry, and there's certain guys that I just, and it might just be me or just a perception. But some guys just don't look hungry, and when in boxing, hunger is kind of part of what you actually go support. Like, so think about it. Like Jarrett Hearn looks full. He looked like he had a full plate of food, right? Take a guy like a Danny Garcia. He looks like he had a full plate of food. You understand what I'm saying? There's a bunch of guys that look like they're full. You know what I'm saying? But that's why those guys are kind of like their name is not really buzzing in these streets. Their names are not really buzzing in these streets. So you take a guy that may not be as talented, but he gives the perception that he's hungry. Take like a Pitbull Cruz. That man fights like he got to fight for the T-bone steak. Like that's how he fights. You know what I'm saying? And he's active. Like he's active every couple months. You see Pitbull in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we as fans and as boxing, aficionados, we get more behind the guy that actually shows that they want it, like they put their heart into it and actually show like, yo, like I really want this. And it's just a lot of guys out here that really look like they're full, man. Like really look like they're full.
Can I ask you? Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What superstar is you like? I don't think the guys you mentioned are superstars. So what superstar you think is about to hit that plateau of, okay, I'm full? Like which one? Let's just say pick one of the four kings, quote unquote, since that's such on my mind. But like which one of those guys you think is like, okay,
who you consider the four kings?
You remember the conversation, bro.
Are you talking about out of them four? You talking about 135?
Yeah. Well, just
I don't think any of them.
Just give me hold up, not them specifically, but just that level. What guy do you think on that level might be right there?
I got you. To be honest with you, Canelo. But I can explain.
That's a name I thought you was gonna say because we think alike. Maybe not as much as you and Shane, but we think alike from time to time. I was thinking that too.
Yeah, the reason I said that though Like a lot of people. So he went on the European tour and all that. We all know that. And he's kind of, went down to Triple G Street 3 times and all that. And it's kind of like when you actually think about it, people within his weight class, and I'm not talking 175, people within his weight class, we all agree that 175 is just, it's not his weight.
Not the business.
He don't look good. He don't look good.
Slower footwork off.
Slower. Yeah, all that.
Squared up a lot in that fight. Way more than I've seen him square up in any fight recently.
Absolutely. And the thing about it is when you take 175 out, there's less than 5 legit guys that he can fight. Less than 5. That would get our attention. That we'd be like, yo, that's a solid.
So do you, but now, do you think that's a reason why he's full, because it's no cash cow, so to speak, out there for him?
Yes, yes. There's no other cash cow. There's no other person that can provide a backstory. It's simply a lot of risk, and then if he's fighting
with little reward,
with outside of money, very little reward. So if you got David Benavidez, that's a hell of a challenge. You got David Morrell, that's a hell of a challenge. Even if you went let me get this in on the side too. A lot of people be listening to this podcast show and be taking information from it, and they don't get a credit where credit is due. And I'm not saying no names because it be various people. Listen, I literally seen a report where someone said that Canelo was going to take a break, and when he returns, he was going to fight. Guess who? Take a wild guess. John Ryder.
Charlo?
John Ryder.
Oh, yeah.
How many times? How many times have we said that he was? How many times did we say? Have I said that he was? John Ryder's probably going to be a possible opponent. Like, y'all gotta
that's
stop
why they robbed. But you got to understand. I think that's part of the robbery, because that sort of fight will bring Canelo back to Dazan. Like, okay, here's another good one. The people over there are going to support their guy. So yeah,
and that's a good point, because I'm like, people don't realize like how far in advance these dudes be setting shit up. Like, he already fought Danny Jacobs. Danny Jacobs.
They didn't want Jacobs to win that fight.
Yeah, so even if Danny Jacobs wins that fight,
he won it.
That takes Ryder out of the equation. So Ryder wins that fight.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
keeps him in the equation. So Canelo just he doesn't have a lot of opponents left that's gonna capture the imagination of the general public. So I think he's gonna be one of those guys that I think is gonna start. Listen, the torch is about to get passed, and it's nothing against Canelo. Like, there needs to be another top guy in the sport, another cash cow.
It should be Spence if he's able to pull this supposed fight off. I think it would be. He would have the inside route, being busy with pay-per-views with PBC the way he has the last few years. So I think have the inside track just because of the pace that he set of being consistent with pay-per-view events. Whether the fights were super competitive or not, the names were right. The build-up was right. You know what I mean? It seemed to paid off, because back with the biggest pay-per-view I think they could get would be a Crawford fight. We keep haggling over numbers. I still think it's the biggest that they could get, what that number is. Go ahead, Jeff.
Let me throw this question out here for you before we get back on track. If you're Al Heyman and PBC, who would you benefit more from winning? Spence or Crawford?
Spence. Got more years to go. Got a little bit more traction. Not that Bud is this super old guy, but 35 is right there. So what 35, 40 years, one fight a year might not make a lot. If I can get 6 to 8 out of Spence, That's 35. Ain't it 35? Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So you got to think as a business plan, Spence is the more economical route as far as building financially, keeping the pockets filled up and things like that. Bud is not a bad short term. Yeah, you might be able to get 2 good fights with Bud as you undisputed under that platform, but it ain't gonna do the numbers. For me, that Bud winning, his next opponents would be the draw. And that's no cap to Bud. I just don't think he was ran originally to be that star. We know it based on product. We're hardcores. We sitting there watching the product from 140 to 147. We can judge it resume wise, this, that, or the third. But I think for him winning, the opponent would make the next super fight or big pay-per-view or whatever. I don't think it would be Bud being undisputed. With Spence, I think it would be him being undisputed on that platform, carrying the flag. Here's your new Canelo.
Well, I'll say this. I think with when I think about it, Bud is probably the better choice short term, because if you think about it, if Bud wins the first fight with Spence, there's pretty much an automatic rematch. If he wins the second fight with Spence, then you're talking 147 unified versus 154 unified in Charlo. That's a nice ass 3 fights.
Now that bro, that's why I love you. Segue right back to the original conversation or the original question that got us into this. Who is on that edge? Now, I love my dude. I got him pound for pound, you know what I mean? Undisputed. I think he might be there, bro. I just feel like it, bro. I think he might be at that point where I'm proven. Let me set a fight up. Like the Tim Tszyu fight could be, in my estimation, because you always got to think from both sides of the track so you don't get hit by the train. You see what I'm saying? So my point being is, if he's a champion that's like that and they can really make that a mega fight, he go over there and get that money, because obviously some money down there. They wouldn't have had Cambosa's garbage ass on the front motherfucking front A side of a fight, you know what I'm saying? Because he was straight trash truck juice. I know they out there breaking TVs and all that, but Tim Tszyu, better fighter. If you're Charlo and you're feeling like, okay, this is my money bag fight, I got a rematch clause situation, he might be at that point. Not to say he is, but just when that question was originated by me or you, I don't remember now, but I thought of him like, damn, he could be right there on the brink of saying, I did what I was supposed to do, you know what I'm saying? So I just think that.
Yeah. I do think Spence is the better choice in terms of like who would benefit more, because he's the younger guy. But then you look at it from an opponent standpoint, really outside of if he gets past Bud, the only 2 at 147 that's appealing would be Boots and Thurman. Those would be.
Can I say that? No, that's untrue. That's untrue. That is untrue, Jeff. I disagree with you for this reason. I think Stanionis is there. I think they could still make a big fight with a Batayev. What I mean? There are other links that are but look, yeah, that's what I'm saying. People know these guys. These guys have been active on the platform. So if you run them on a fight or two, getting them refreshed to the public, that is still the draw. Because remember, it's not about the opponent for Spence. It's about Spence.
But that's the thing, though. Bro. Like, Spence is at a point to where he needs to maintain. But bro, you literally see. But you're talking from a hardcore perspective. I'll meet you in the middle. I'll meet you in the middle of the street on this one. If Spence gets past Bud, right, and he goes right into a Stanionis fight, the general public's gonna be like, Spence, what the fuck are you doing? Who is this dude? That's just the facts of it. That's the facts of it. But if he fights, because nobody knows Stanionis. Nobody knows Stanionis. Nobody knows Batayev. Nobody knows neither one of them. We're talking about Spence is at a point. Spence is at a point, bro. Spence is at a point. I'm listening. Spence is at a point where he should be fighting marquee names. I'm not saying Stanionis don't deserve the opportunity. I'm not saying a Batayev doesn't deserve the opportunity. When you get to a Spence level, when you coming off of a Bud fight, Spence ain't trying to fight no Stanionis. He's not trying to fight no Batayev, and nobody's trying to watch it. Even though it's going to be a really good fight, nobody's going to try to watch it. When you get to that level, it's about names. It's about names. How many names can he get?
I think that's untrue, bro, because all the names on the great resume of Saul Alvarez are not the A-, A+, B++ level guys. They are decent fighters, the Callum Smiths and these guys, bro. Even Billy Joe, he's not that A+ level guy, bro. Like, so
even
if
with
you
them
can,
names, they're bigger. Even them names are bigger than Stanionis and Batayev. Even them names.
No, but what I'm saying is, when it's an in-house fight, you can actually make it a bigger fight from just in-house self-promotion, where you don't depend on somebody else's profile, somebody else's following to come to your side and let's eat together. You see what I'm saying? That's what the situation with Bud is. They're not depending on Bud's profile to make this fight. They're depending on how big.
That's a downgrade.
What I'm saying is, we know how they operate. They like in-house fights. So it's up to them to make the fights hyped. You know what I'm saying? Like, make it more worldwide. Like, and another thing to support Stanionis being international is part of boxing. So stars are international as well as homegrown.
Yeah, but the thing about it though is, like, Stanionis is his name not hot on either street. It's not hot on.
Yeah,
hey,
bro.
Chris, we're gonna get this comment in a minute. Go ahead, bro.
But how can you? I mean, bro, but you gotta make the name hot. Am I correct? Based on what they've already done. So you use their resume.
But that's Stanionis. Yeah, but that's
all right. So okay, answer me this. Hot. All right. Take their names out. What, when you brought up the word elite? Who is elite now? We know Boots. But what's the big thing against Boots? He ain't the draw. So that based alone will say that's the reason financially he won't fight Boots. But that doesn't mean Boots isn't deserving.
Though. But that is
his name hot. But we made that hot. But is that the rollover? Is the rollover a payday? That's what I'm saying. It might be hot based on verbiage, but they need to know, is it hot based on pocket?
If it's anything, if anyone has the potential to bring something to the table in terms of the lower tier names, it would be Boots, because the difference between Boots, Batayev, and Stanionis is Boots' name is hot on at least one side of the street. Stanionis and Batayev, their name not hot nowhere.
Their name not hot anywhere. But can I say this? It's what. We argue, but I don't like to argue with you. Not argue, but like disagree with you.
Yeah, this ain't even no argument.
I remember. I'm not. I didn't. That was the wrong word. But just like, I feel like we disagreeing a little bit, which is good too. But I remember recently y'all saying that's the reason why he would drop the belt if he was forced, because it's not a thing of really Boots skills. It's not worth it. Remember, you said, you know what I'm saying, what's the value in a situation like that? There's no value in it. If you're him at that time, it could be different now. Are you changing your mind? Is what I'm asking.
No. That was a different question. When we were talking about that, we was answering a different question. This one is basically, if Spence gets past, who has the better big time options, between who's going to benefit more, as far as Al is concerned, who can he do basically bigger and better business with? Is it Bud or Spence? So it's a different question, but basically with you take Spence, right?
We got the name though. We got the name to end all of this. It would be Thurman. It would be Thurman.
Right. Easy. But that's why I said, even though Thurman may not be, Thurman could go up against Stanionis and lose. He could go up against Batayev and lose. But the thing is,
so they'll save him for Spence.
Yeah, but people
Yeah,
know the
they'll save
name.
them for Spence. I get you.
Yeah,
I get you. You got me on this one. I'll be more on your side of the middle than on my side because I get what you're saying, ranking. Yeah, but you know, I got to get out of traffic. I got to be on your side. I got to get out of traffic.
But listen, I'm gonna throw this one at you. Stanionis and Batayev would be amongst the names to keep Spence going in regards. So let's just say Spence just needs a list of opponents. He needs a list of opponents. If he gets past Bud, he needs a list of opponents.
Quote unquote cupcake. Throw him a cupcake.
They legit competition though. They legit competition.
Yeah, but on a financial side, it's not a it's a cupcake financially. Let's say that.
No, I agree with that 100%.
So back in context, don't nobody use my words out of context.
Exactly. So you got to Stanionis, you got a Batayev like on the lower end. So you got them two. Then you got a Boots, like depending on how much more his popularity grows between that point and now. And then you got Thurman, where Thurman, everybody knows the name. There's a backstory behind it, all that.
Yeah,
so it's multiple options from multiple angles. It's kind of like with Bud is a little different. That's why I agree with your initial point. I think they would benefit from Spence winning and Bud, because really the only thing Bud really has after, if he gets past Spence, is that Charlo.
Spence.
It's really nothing else.
Or Spence again. But
he really doesn't have any other options after that.
Yeah, if I'm contracting this, Spence win, no rematch. Bud win, rematch. That's the only way I'm fighting.
I know
that's the only way I'm fighting.
I know they said it's a two-way rematch. I don't buy that.
No, the only way I'm fighting, if I win, it's over. Beat your feet. I win, beat your feet.
I think if Spence wins this fight,
and you got to keep control.
It's going to be a rematch. I don't think it's going to be a rematch.
That's why I said you got to keep control. You keep control. Because if let's just say Bud wants to earn another shot. Let's say Bud gets a semi-big fight against a Stanionis or something, or of that caliber off of Dazan, wherever. I don't know. We just spitballing. But if he wanted to come back, do you know how low ball they could do him? You know what I'm saying? Because they definitely want to keep control. You're an outside entity. See, at least with they guys, they know what their base salary is. It might be some extra perks because it's undisputed. They're going to take these fights. Nobody's going to run and haggle over undisputed against Spence. They've taken that payday, bro. Look, Danny did it. This dude was like 142. He looked like about 145 in that fight, bro. He ain't looked that big, bro. He looked like he was underweight. So I'm just saying, bro, the payday had to been nice for you to take that fight. You knew you wasn't going to win. And you said you had mental issues at the time.
Yeah. Chris G said, I've never seen Floyd's head snap back like the way it did against the Japanese guy. He could get hurt if he keeps doing this. Chris G, I'm actually glad you said that, bro, because he definitely said like the guy got a few shots in, because basically he's not a professional. He's trying to, get him up out of there. It's just an exhibition. Chris, I seen the same thing, bro. Like, we grown men. I equate it to this. We're grown men, right? You let a teenager or a kid swing on you, it's still a shot. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter who it is. Like, a punch is a punch. You know what I mean? And anybody can knock you out if it's landed correctly. I do think Floyd is playing with fire. I definitely think he's playing with fire. They're definitely throwing him the bag to do what he's doing. I mean, he's right back in there November 13th. And let's be clear. Bro, he's not doing no real training. He's not doing no real training for these fights. So, and I ain't gonna lie. Remember the episode from Martin when he fought Tommy Hearns and shit?
Yeah.
Yo, he was kind of looking like that. That's how he looked out there in them streets, man. Like, that's how he looked. So it's like, if they're gonna pay him $10 million or whatever the case may be to take these exhibition fights, he's probably thinking like, bro, I'm gonna do these fights probably every 2 months, and I'm a
bro. They saying, let me jump in real quick.
Go ahead, bro.
Yep. They saying the boy done made Mo in these 3 fights that he made in his whole boxing career, bro.
Who?
They saying the boy done made Floyd in these 3 exhibition matches and all he doing. They saying like what, 45 to 60?
That's cap.
45 to 60 mil. That's cap.
That's cap. Yeah, that's definitely cap. That's cap.
I
know. Yes, it is. That's it. He did.
They said this one was 20.
That's more.
They said this one was 20. This Japan.
Believable.
That's money.
That's more believable.
Okay, so
that's more believable.
Now let's go on the average. Then let's go average. Is these exhibitions close to everything he physically truly put on the line in hardcore boxing matches? You know, real boxing.
No,
do you think the money bag is equivalent?
Yes.
Is it equivalent in these just exhibitions to everything he made in his career?
It's equivalent in terms of average per fight. So we're talking pretty much it's gonna be on par with probably what he made in the Berto fight. That's what it's equivalent to. So before the Berto fight, Floyd was getting.
Didn't he do 15?
Yeah, for the Berto fight, I think he might have maxed out at maybe like 20, 25, something like that, because the pay-per-view numbers wasn't as big. 15? Yeah, it wasn't. Well, yeah,
this after
that joint only did. That joint only did
before pay-per-view.
Yeah, that one was pay-per-view. It only did 500,000, so he didn't get a lot of back-end money on that. So it's comparable. So his exhibition purses are comparable to what he made in the Berto fight. So he's probably so realistically, Floyd's probably making anywhere between $10 to $25 million per exhibition fight. 10 to 25 million. So if he's doing on the low end, if he's doing 4 of these joints a year, on the low end, he's making 40. You know what I'm saying? On the high end, he's making $100 million for.
So he done already did 4 of them. Ain't he doing 4? This upcoming one to be number 4? And I'm hearing the numbers at 25.
In Japan, it may possibly be that. That's what I'm saying. Like, so he's making anywhere.
No, he fighting this black dude now, and it's supposed to be in Dubai.
It's between 10 to 25 million dollars on average, like per fight. So that's what I'm saying. Like, but he's cleaning up.
Why I think it'll work? Yeah, why I think it'll work is because he's fighting in what I would think are what we know from social networking news, things like that. Our natural understanding of society that these places are well off. Oil money,
absolutely,
technology money out of Japan. So I think he's fighting in the right places that guarantee his money will be there. So I can't fault him on that. That's know what I mean.
Yeah.
The competition from getting back to what Chris said. Yes, bro. Trust me, I gotta be careful. That's why I keep the pipe with me. You understand what I'm talking about? Yeah, and I'm still cool with the hands, but you don't want to just be willy-nilly like that playing around. You can't play with your food, bro.
I think he gotta watch it. He gotta watch it. I didn't like the shots he was taking. I didn't like the shots that he was taking.
I didn't.
He's not doing any.
Because old boy was punching for real. Old boy was punching for real. He was trying to hurt him. You seen it? No, just to speak on the whole atmosphere, it was all disrespectful. You can go back to the dude throwing the flowers at his feet. It was a lot of, hatred. So they paying to show their hatred for this dude, whether it's masked as support. They want their guy to win. So their guy was actually trying, and I think it woke Floyd up to a certain extent. You know what I mean? Well, he smiled, but don't mean he ain't paying for it later. Like he feeling that chin shot.
Yeah, he has complete control, and I'm like, as small as this detail is, it shows me how much control he has. Whenever Floyd is in a big fight, man, he has control on every level. So you know who the referee was.
He was playing with his food.
You know who the referee was, right? Kenny Bayless.
Jack Reese. Oh, Kenny Bayless. Yeah, he was good,
that's this guy.
Yeah,
that's this guy.
No,
he's always going to protect him.
But what I'm trying to tell you though, you're in enemy territory. We bought that conversation up in the Zach Parker, Dennis, and Demetrius Andrade situation. So I think that factors in when it comes to how hardcore the exhibition is. Like,
I agree with that too. I agree with that.
So to support what Chris is saying, I think these places can get, a little bit chippy, and the crowd makes the actual opponent a little bit more chippy. He may not be initially, but crowds drive emotion and all of that. So I think that might be a factor when it comes to him being a little bit more careful.
Yeah, I think he
should be a factor.
Yeah, I think going forward, I think Floyd needs to, obviously he's gonna win all of these fights. It's a question of, is somebody gonna land a lucky shot on him? Like, that's really all we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really all we're talking about. But he does need to be careful. He needs to be careful. You know what I'm saying? Chris G said him thinking Rolly Romero was talented says it all on how good he is spotting talent. Samson is really good at spotting talent. Sebastian Fundora, David Benavidez, Jason Rosario, Sergio Martinez. He said, and Manny Pacquiao. So Chris, I'm gonna say this, and I know this for a fact. And Chris, I haven't talked to you like on a personal level in a minute, but Floyd, this is the thing about Floyd that really it bothers me. Floyd left Bob Arum, right? Because the business structure wasn't right. Bob Arum didn't give him the maximum opportunity to become a superstar or a star, right? We're all in agreement with that. The problem I have with Floyd is he doesn't apply that same logic to the guys that he actually signs. He caps their growth. He caps their movement. He caps it. The reason why he left Bob Arum and the reason why he throws so much dirt on Bob Arum is because he caps people's growth. He hasn't signed one contract with a fighter where he's not capping their growth. Even with Tank, he's capping his growth. So I'm like, I think with Floyd, I think it's more so like he made those moves for him and not necessarily, oh, I'm going to start a new trend for the black fighter. Because I'm like, if that's the case, Chris G, then he should have signed Devin when he had the opportunity. He should have signed Shakur when he had the opportunity. He should have signed guys like Shushu and guys like that. He had the opportunity. And he gave the same. Actually, his contracts is probably worse than Bob's. At least Bob gonna give you a lot of upfront money if you like that. Floyd contract is actually worse than Bob's. The only reason people go over to Floyd is because they get the Al Heyman effect. But his actual contract is actually worse than fucking Bob Arum's. And that's where the misconception is with Floyd. Floyd does recognize talent. It's just he's gonna give you a middle of the road contract. He's gonna give you a middle of the road contract. So in that sense, he's no different than Bob. He's no different than Bob. You know what I'm saying? He's no different than Bob. So I kind of disagree with that, Chris G. Like, he does recognize talent. It's just his quality of contracts is trash. And that's why none of them dudes sign with him. None of them. Chris G, he said, Stephen Octay is a name that comes to mind with Andre. That's a good name. That's a good name. I didn't even think of that. That is a good name. Big shout out to Fritz, man. Big shout out to Fritz, man. Salute to you, bro. Vlog, what you think of the Dillian Whyte situation with Buddy McGirt, man? Just initial thoughts.
Oh, bro. To be serious, is it a fight too late? That's my initial thoughts after thinking about it. Because initially, oh, it's me, baby. Come on now, it's me, baby. Hold on. It's me, baby. You know what I mean? You know how I do. So yeah, I think it could be a fight too late, but it might be able to carry him a little bit safer if he does go another 1 or 2 fights. He might, be able to slow a fight down a little bit because Buddy can give him some more methodicalness, not be so eager, not be so lackadaisical too. You see what I'm saying? So you conserve your energy for defense by not looking so hard for the shot or trying to do too much to force a shot type of thing. And next thing you know, you don't wore out And when it's time to pace yourself, you can't even keep your arms up because you just really try to slow down altogether. So, and then again, you're talking about an older guy. Older guys, one thing I will say about them, they do pick up tips. They do tend to turn them over a little bit more than the youngsters do right away. So I'm going to give Dillian Whyte that credit and say I think he's intelligent enough to pick up, you know, the nuances that Buddy will show him. That'll help conserve him, bro, because it's about conservation for a guy like Dillian Whyte. You're going to get the bag with the fight. The bag's already there. It's not about win-loss right now. For me, in his situation, I think it's about conservation, damage control. So that's my one too. But you know how I do, bro. I spit real science.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Is it too late for the addition? So it's kind of like AJ and his trainer change. And a lot of times what happens is when fighters change trainers, the main question you got to ask is why? Is it because you lost, or is it because you're trying to evolve? And there's no thin line between the two. That's a black and white. Like it's either you're on one side of the street or on the other. There's no thin line in between that. A lot of guys change trainers just because they lost.
I think we can say that about AJ. It was a loss. He was trying to evolve. He needed to add something to his game that might give him the edge with the judges. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, what's a very appreciated shot, left hook to the body. So that's something I credit Robert Garcia for helping to emphasize in that second fight. So there are things that these trainers help these boxers with. In his situation, didn't pay over. I don't think he threw it enough personally. For the shots he was catching, for throwing it, you might as well let that go even more because you could see it was working. And then I believe it was working. I saw Usyk not as fresh.
Yeah, so I think with AJ, I think it was a little mix of both. I think he was looking for a different look. But then I also feel like I think he's trying to evolve as well. I think he's trying to figure things out. I think with Dillian Whyte, I think it might be more so of, okay, these are multiple fights where I'm not looking,
damage control.
Right. Yeah. Like, so I need to figure some things out. So I think it's more, like you said, it's more damage control versus trying to evolve. Like he knows, bless you, bro. He knows something's wrong. He just can't figure out what. He knows something's wrong. So he's trying to do damage control, trying to figure out, I need some help to try to solve the problem. So it's going to be interesting to see, because the main thing, it doesn't matter about Buddy McGirt. Who are you fighting? Dillian Whyte needs a get right fight. He needs a get right fight. He can't jump in there with a.
Can I ask you this?
Or whatever. Go ahead.
No. Let me ask you real quick before you start running off names. Obviously, part of this conversation we talked a little bit to set it up. It was AJ came out his mouth for December. Do you think Buddy could get him right for that fight based off the AJ we just saw, based off the Dillian Whyte we know? But we know AJ, quote unquote, isn't a killer, but if he land, he can hurt you. So I think it can help him in this. What it would be, third fight between them? I'm not sure. Is it second or third?
I think second.
Okay, so in this second fight, he did get KO'd. I think Buddy can help him not get KO'd in this fight and possibly win it.
Well, remember, December is a date that Fury wanted. That's not necessarily.
Yeah, but no, I'm just saying we speak hypothetically. So none of what I said, please don't take it out of context. Not you, Jeff, but anybody listening and try to run and go mean me. I'm saying hypothetically, if that fight was something, obviously AJ not accept the Fury situation, too much rigmarole, too much, a lot of nonsense. Here's a simple situation. A guy I've already fought. Fair play, no money babble or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I think it would work with the time scale. So I'm bringing in the time scale. I'm bringing in Buddy McGirt's ability to train different style fighters. That's what we know about Buddy McGirt. I think we can all stamp that and agree on that. You know what I mean? If you don't, please chime in and say, show me what style fighter Buddy hasn't shown improvement and won with. You know what I'm saying?
It depends. It depends on, so to kind of take your scenario, it depends on how long they have before they fight. I'm a firm believer that a fighter is not going to truly change and a trainer is not going to really put their stamp on things until maybe like the third camp. I feel like those first two camps, I think they're kind of trying to figure each other out and trying to work out the kinks. You really don't see the difference.
So, can I ask you a question real quick while you're explaining? I'm not taking you off track. Or do you think these tryouts are quote unquote mini camps? Because you obviously, before you hire somebody, you're going to work with them. You're going to interact in a boxing gym. You're going to get the feel. Isn't that quote unquote a mini camp? So you can kind of add it to the build up, to the nuances that this trainer you're officially hiring. You're already kind of getting some of that a little bit. So you know what I mean? Or do you think that, or do you disagree with that?
No, I agree with that in a sense. I just think it's hard. There's not a trainer on this planet that could put their stamp on a fighter in one camp. You just
no. But I mean, I'm trying to say to help with the time. Like I don't think he just hired him 2 weeks ago.
No,
I think this was already built up, so he's gotten a little experience. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Oh, even over the phone, bro. Even if go ahead.
I don't know how long he's been working with Buddy McGirt, but to be honest with you, a lot of times with fighters, when they run into a new trainer and it's just something new, they'll be quick to jump on it. So I don't know for sure how long they've been working. What I will say is this: I think Dillian Whyte needs a fresh set of eyes, and I'm not saying that his previous coaches weren't good. Sometimes you just need a fresh set of eyes, you know what I'm saying, to kind of walk you down the hallway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's what that is. And I think it's going to be a good look for him. But I do think Dillian Whyte needs a feel-good fight. I don't think.
So who's a feel-good? Give me a name. Give me a name. Feel-good fight. Should it be American? Should it be American? Should he switch up his former fighter? You know, we fight different from side to side of the planet. You know what I'm saying? What do you think? Should he stay in his backyard? His run ain't been good in Europe. It's not looking good over there. So should he come over here?
I'll give you a couple names, and when I say
before you give me the names, answer that part. Where should he stay on that side based on?
No, he should stay. He should stay on that side. He shouldn't come off a loss like that and then he traveling. So he definitely needs to stay on. He needs a home game. He needs a home game.
He just had a home game, bro. He just had a home game. He got knocked out.
But that ain't against the best heavyweight on the planet right now.
Okay, that's my point, Jeff. That's my point of what I'm saying.
Bro, he's coming off. So think about it, bro. Think about it. Because you asked me a question in terms of should he travel?
Yeah.
He's been knocked out cold twice in the past like 2 years.
I know.
That's not a recipe for traveling. He needs a feel-good fight.
So hold up.
Good at home.
No. I think I add to your scenario, and I don't disagree with you. Home cooking is good, but when the home cooking has been on that side, you're the A side in all these fights that we talk about, or not, except for the Fury. Obviously, he wasn't A side, right. But Povetkin and these other fights, you're the A side, bro. You got punished, bro. It wasn't good. You see what I'm saying? You kind of made up for it, but did that really make you feel good? Because dude still just knocked you out. So just because you got to him, don't discount that he got to you. So I'm just saying, that's not a feel-good situation. I think just when you put your feet on a different set of soil sometimes, and you get in a different time zone, and you get different reporters, you get a different, just the vibe around, it can reinvigorate you. This is why people go on vacation. You see what I'm saying? Do you feel me now? That's why I said maybe if it's the right person, obviously it has to be the right person. We're not talking about come over here and fight Jared Anderson or nothing like that. I'm thinking this side with the right person. I don't know. MTK Mobile, they still active. I don't know who he's dealing with right now.
So I'll meet you in the middle of the street on this one. I'll meet you in the middle of the street.
We gotta meet. You know how we do.
So if he comes over to the States, if he gets an Adam Kalnacki fight, that's a feel good fight for Dillian Whyte.
Yes.
That's a feel good fight for Dillian Whyte. So I would that's a good opponent. A Trevor Bryan, that's another good opponent for him.
See, I knew you could find some names. I knew you could find some names.
I'm trying to think. I'll leave it there. Those two. Initially, what I was thinking is, I think if he's going to stay on his side of the street, a Junior 5 will be a good fight for him. I think that's definitely a winnable fight for him.
So first of all, I'm gonna say I don't know about that one, Jeff. That's right off top, percentage wise. I think that's a good 30% chance, bro. Fa got good skills. Now why it's a good fight on the flip side is Dillian Whyte don't gotta worry about a lot of damage, but a loss is still damaging if you're looking for a feel good fight. I give him 30%. I think I give him 30%.
If he loses the fight, he should retire.
I agree with that too. I just can't say I can't. No, but just based on the concept of feel good, I think the name is good. I think the name is good, but I don't know, quote unquote, style wise, if it's just like this cakewalk or this little waltz that you want to have, walk out, get your check, go home. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that fight would be that, because if I coming off an ugly loss, frustration fuels fighters, you give him a good name like Dillian, man, you're gonna get 110% out that dude. How much of a feel good fight is that one though, Jeff? Now we think about it.
Well, I still think even on Five's best day, that's still like a 70-30 fight. Which that's
what I said. That's but 30% chance. He take them chances all the time. So
I think he'll be fine. Right. And then you got Buddy. And if you're gonna implement what Buddy McGirt brings to the table, he should be able to implement a lot of that against a Junior 5 type guy.
Just concentrate on big shots, keep your hands up. Yeah, I think Buddy could do that in the short term situation.
Dillian Whyte, if he crossed the street, if he came over to the States like Michael Coffey, that's a good feel good fight for him.
I think that's a dangerous fight though. I think that's because Coffey got handlebars. So
polished. Yeah, but Coffey,
but he not polished. He not polished. That I gotta agree with. I gotta agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay. You might be right.
I would go with them 3 names for sure. Junior 5 on the other side of the street. I'm trying to
give me another one from over there. I need another one. We can't say Otto Wallen. That's too dangerous.
I'm not gonna say Otto. Yeah, I'm not gonna say Otto Wallen.
He is in line for Herkovich. He is in line for Herkovich because I do believe he's probably at like 7 in the IBF if he's ranked. Because I remember I seen it it was a little while ago. I don't know if he's still ranked in the IBF after the loss, but if he's still ranked in the IBF, that'd be a good fight as far as value for me. The value of the fight, I think it brings some value for getting a new trainer, trying to make a new path.
I think Junior 5. I think Kubrat Pulev would be a good name for him as well. I'm trying to think. I'll be honest
Pulev,
with you,
Pulev ain't fight. But Pulev is. I think Pulev take a damn near exhibition shit. I don't think he want no step up fight like that because he had issues in this fight he just lost against this no-namer dude. Oh boy, was putting hands.
Actually, you know what?
So
now
I take Pulev off that.
Now I think about it, he probably has more options if he wanted to cross the street. Like I think I think a Dominic Brazil fight would be a good look for him. Guys like guys like that.
Washington. What about a Charles Martin fight?
Charles Martin would be a good look.
But that's a bit dangerous though. Still a little dangerous. More closer to the dangerous side.
Yeah,
but they both chinny, Jeff. They both chinny though. They both chinny. Yeah, come on now.
But if Dillian Whyte, he's chinny to the big hitters. Charles Martin ain't never been cracking like that. You know what I'm saying?
But my thing is, now, just one. I gotta give Charles Martin this. His range is nice. If he can really get the extension and the straight arm contact behind the shot on a slow defensive guy like Dillian Whyte, I think he can head turn. He could do some damage. He can change the course of a fight. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not with KO shots, just mind-changing shots. Like, I'm going to change the route of your body. Now you off track. Like, what the fuck was that type of shot? I think we got to give Martin that. So for a fight like that, we gave numbers to the 5 fight. Let me give a number to this one. I give Martin 40% chance. Because Dillian Whyte naturally the stronger puncher.
Hell no.
You don't give him 40?
That's too high.
Range? Jab?
No. Hell no. I'm gonna tell you why though. I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
Charles Martin jab. Charles Martin technically is a sharp fighter. Charles Martin never shows up when them lights on. He never shows up with them lights on.
That is worrisome. That is worrisome. But
I would say 20. So I would say 20 more. So I would say 20.
Lower than 5.
Say 20.
Lower than 5. Wow.
They're about the same.
I think he's a better fighter than 5. Okay, so 30%. I mean 30%, 30%.
I would say between 20 and 30. 20 and 30.
Damn.
I'll meet you in the middle.
But you still went lower than 5. I gotta tweet that.
But the thing is with 5. So if you think about it, so 5 had a stinker of a fight with Joseph Parker, right? So then you know what happened in his last fight. So before that, Junior 5 was a credible name in terms of you can get quality work with this dude inside of the ring. With Charles Martin, he's had multiple situations where he had the bright lights on him and he's looked bad. Like, it's never been a situation where he's had the bright lights on him and he's actually looked good. He's looked bad every single time the lights on him.
Now we can say that about 5 too, because obviously the Parker fight was a straight dud. That was the lights on. That's country rivalry thing going on there. So that didn't pan out in a firefight. You got clipped behind the head against, the former, GNC, customer service guy who was, taking extra packages home after work. I'm just saying, bro. I lost the bag on that. I got capped for this dude. I don't care. I'll talk to him straight to his face. I got capped for you, bro. Cap. You know what I'm saying? Man. But no, it's all out of love, though. You know what I mean? No hate, though. You roll with the punches. Bro. But seriously, I feel some kind of way about that, though. That was behind the head. Referee did a terrible job. Cost me a bag on like the littlest amount, bro. I didn't even put a full unit on that joint, bro. And it still came out to be a nice bag. Man, yeah, bro. He was leaving home with unbought packages. Oh, returns. He was leaving home with the returns, homie. Like, oh man, I ain't putting this shit back on the shelf, man.
Oh man.
Like, bro, I'm not, but in all seriousness though, bro, I think 5 is on that same level as the lights could have been a lot. Because he didn't react well initially. Another situation where the lights was on. You in Australia, they do their own platform real big. They had their fights on Thursday. So if anybody love boxing like I do, check out them Australian cards that be going down on Thursdays. Lot of good talent over that way. So big kudos to them. But anyway, that again, like you said, back to the limelight. That was a limelight situation. So they might both be under that scale. So 20% might be good for both of them. Shit. Now that you bought the light situation up.
Yeah.
So I mean, but
there's some good opportunities for Dillian.
Basically, it's some good feel-good fights on both sides.
Definitely, absolutely. Big shout out to Andre Southgate, man. Salute all here listening. Go support my man Andre Southgate, man. Go subscribe to his
Oh
channel.
yeah, he do his little lives on the weekend. I'll be tapping with him when I can. You be having some tech issues though, Dre.
He
you
be in the
driving
car,
around out there, bro. I know you be driving around, be having some tech issues. You gotta pull over and park, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say you gotta pull over and park or go in the crib or something, man. Like, and it's just, it just when and Dre, this is just some family advice.
Love advice. Yeah, family advice. Yeah, out of love. No cap.
Advice. At the end of the day,
fuck with you.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's about quality at the end of the day. Brennan Smith, he said his Fury AJ still going on. He said his Fury AJ still going on. What you think?
I don't feel it happening. I feel it's at the same rate of Spence Crawford. We get Spence Crawford, we get Fury AJ. That's all I can say to answer that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard me, but I said
I heard you.
We get Spence. Okay, we get Spence Crawford. Yeah, we get AJ Fury.
Yeah, Brennan. I don't think that's happening. I never believe Fury anyway. So, Andre Southgate, he said the Martin versus Kalnacki was a good fight. Would prefer Whyte versus Martin. Also a good fight for Whyte because Martin is a former champion. I think
good name
both of those fights. Good name, good quality name. I agree. I think Martin's a better name than Kalnacki. I think Kalnacki is just.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Kalnacki,
but he got a little home appeal, so he could do something with that Barclays Center.
Yes, he could do something with that Barclays Center.
He could do something with the Barclays Center.
Yeah, so Southgate, I agree 100%, man. I agree 100%. But that's Dillian Whyte has some options. So him going with Buddy McGirt, if they're gonna go through the route of getting him maybe two fights to kind of work the kinks out. I think the main thing from a technical standpoint, I think what Dillian Whyte needs to work on is, and it's amazing that he's going this long without actually learning this, is how do you defend the uppercut? He's never defended the uppercut in his whole career. Even with guys that land a shot, but it's not a money shot, that's the one shot you can get off on Dillian Whyte. And Shane and I talked about that like years ago. If he has,
I remember that conversation.
If he has an Achilles
talked about
heel,
it a little bit.
It's that uppercut, and he needs. And the thing, and let me say this too. Now, I'm not a boxing trainer or anything like that, but I've been watching boxing for a long time. So it depends on where you are. You should never get hit with an uppercut from that far out, especially like with the Fury situation. That was just disrespectful. That was disrespectful. When you throw an uppercut that far out, that should be a killer shot.
Now we can't strictly blame that on physical, what he's able to do physically. Those are when your trainer digs into another part of your boxer, and that's the psyche, where you have these lapses. He had the same lapse with not Povetkin, but Pulev. It was just a lapse, bro. You're just lapsing in concentration. A new trainer could regenerate your mindset, get you more concentrated on the craft, and you know what I'm saying, you're not around the same the same routine, which can dull you out. I think he'd be zoning out, and Buddy might be able to help him with that, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I think it's from zoning out. I don't think it's not because he don't have a physical ability to know distance, to read distance, and kind of start reading shots a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the uppercut is a shot you don't see, but it's also a shot you could be prepared from because your defense can change based on your range. If your defense, if you're at a certain range, you don't necessarily have to have your hands rabbit ears. You can literally bring your hands down, kind of start reading body action a little bit more, and be able to block or just step back. You know what I mean? There's things I think Buddy can help him with, and that's subtly inside of ring shit.
Yeah, it's definitely a fundamental thing as well, because even within the lapses, if you're having lapses and it just so happens you're getting hit with the same shot within the lapses, it's definitely fundamental. And it's a couple of things, like you said, is distance. Especially if you're all the way out, you shouldn't be getting hit with an uppercut. Like just point blank period. You shouldn't be getting hit with an uppercut, especially with a polished. If you're a polished fighter, you shouldn't be getting hit with an uppercut from the outside, because a fighter is trained to not throw an uppercut from the outside, because it's you're basically
Parry,
saying hit me.
counter, yeah, parry,
You're basically
counter.
saying hit
Oh
me.
shit.
You know what I'm saying? So now, even on the inside, there's a couple of things that you can do. Number one, on if you're on an angle, you giving them half your body. You know what I'm saying? Not squaring up. You know what I'm saying?
Or you
Changing
can take
angles.
half their body. You can take half their body.
Right, take half of their body. Then on top of that, even if you're gonna protect yourself from the uppercut, you can also do this as well on the inside. Like if you're going here with it and that uppercut's coming up,
Yeah,
if you're
cross
blocking,
parry.
you can block it.
Yeah.
You can block it. But see, the thing is though, and I'm glad we're talking about this. A guy that had that type of defense, real tight defense, but they couldn't defend the uppercut. Remember Evander Holyfield's fight with Burt Cooper?
Oh shit, yeah, bro. He had the defense, but bro, it was like Bo was just punching through that shit.
Bro, Holyfield landed so many uppercuts against Burt Cooper. It was unreal.
Yeah, so you would have thought, that's a deadly. So I got to be on point if I'm throwing him like that.
Yeah, he was digging up.
But I ain't gonna lie, you know what happened? What happened? It's that leverage too. See, Bo was able to be taller and still find leverage on.
No, I ain't talking about that fight. I'm talking about Holyfield and Burt Cooper. Not
Bo.
Yeah.
That one was ugly, but Bo was in that same realm of throwing uppercuts versus Holyfield is what I was leaning to. So he should have known about, you know what I mean? And then he had to cross defense against Bo, and it wasn't working. But Burt Cooper didn't.
Even with the cross defense, the reason why Holyfield was getting home on Burt Cooper is because even though he had the cross defense was up. It was up here. You know what I'm saying? So when he never brought his cross defense down. So he's not slapping. He's not slapping the uppercut. He's not slapping
or even closer.
He's not even close. Right. He was up here. So he's bouncing
parrying,
and he's doing a lot of this. But that uppercut's coming right underneath. You know what I'm saying? And
coming.
Right,
like a reverse,
Holyfield,
like a reverse 3-pointer.
right, and credit to Holyfield because that's how accurate he was. Like not everybody can land that shot under those circumstances, but Dillian Whyte,
he had height against Cooper though, so it helped him.
Correct.
Yeah, I think it helped him.
He fundamentally, Dillian Whyte fundamentally has to figure out why and how he's getting caught with these uppercuts, and he needs to go back. And I'm talking. He's a person that needs to watch tape on himself. Like, and really get down to the studs and really break down what he can do fundamentally to get better. And I think AJ needs to do the same thing. He needs to, what can I do fundamentally? Something that I can control. And this is not teaching an old dog new tricks. This is fundamentals. Fundamentals is not tricks. You know what I'm saying?
For AJ, you know what I think it is? Is finding the next gear. I think that's important because again, I want to give Garcia credit. That 1-2 is a very big tool, especially at the heavyweight division where body punching I don't think is as appreciated as it should be. Why? Because fans and all of these people in the boxing world, they're used to these headshots from the big guys. So when these guys are really doing good work and trying to set up the headshot, I think we got to give them credit when they doing that. And I've seen that with AJ. I think that's something that kept them in the fight. So I think they're stepping in the right direction when it comes to fine-tuning what you're learning. I don't know if taking big fights after big fights, you can really, really get that polish on it. You do need these in-between guys. No disrespect to these level of fighters. You know what I mean? We don't do that here, but you kind of do need these in-between guys to help fine-tune these new things you're learning. But kudos again to the Garcia of job of getting that left hook busy. His engine improves. He can really not turn up, but just busy. You don't have to turn up, bro. Just busy. It's a difference. You see what I'm saying? So I think that's something they could probably work on if it's not a big fight. If it's a big fight, bro, it's like all balls to the wall type of thing. So sometimes the strategy can almost go out the window. You fight Usyk, fuck around, have to fight Fury, and we don't got time to really fine tune shit. It's like we just gotta take what we got and run with it. I think you do need that in between, guys. So hopefully Dillian can get that. That's what this conversation has really been about. And, you know, we try to stay on track with y'all. So, you know, I mean, all these guys fall into boxing conversation, and we, you know, we do what we do.
No, that's a great point. Great point for sure. Brennan Smith, I don't think Shakur should go to 135. Brennan, he don't have a choice.
Can I say this? Can I say this? You did it. You did it. You fucking did it, Brennan Smith. And I love you for doing it. A while ago, when we was first getting together doing this podcast, we had a conversation about the quote-unquote Four Kings. I called myself a boxing influencer now, bro, because I found the guy over in Africa was doing the stuff thizzle, you know, representing the division. You know, a lot of people don't give respect to the IBO, but quote-unquote, it's a world title. He grabbed it, held it, did his 1-2. 15-year run, started fighting at 15 years old, international competition, not just quote-unquote African fighters, Spanish fighters, fight a couple European guys, doing his 1-2. He get the shot based on, I think, our conversation, you know, went semi-viral, or the right ears heard it. He get the look from the boy Ryan Garcia. But before any of that took place, the conversation was about those four guys being the kings of 135. The conversation led to me saying, kings have challengers. I don't think these guys have fought a worthy challenger to be labeled a true king yet. And these guys took it as me saying Emmanuel Tagu is a king. So I ask all the time, and I'm going to keep, it's going to be part of my repertoire. Please don't take my words out of context. Please don't, bro, and be trying to make no memes of me and all of that. I don't get busy like that. Just don't do that, bro. So what I'm saying is, I said, that's a guy you can gauge one of these, quote, princes. I'm going to just say prince because only king is Devin Haney. So these dudes is princes now. And that's no cap. That's no cap. The Tank, I know Tank a monster, but he's no prince. I mean, he's a prince at this current moment. So back then they were the king. So that's what it was. So the conversation was me bringing up a guy that, to me, his resume was it was eligible for a look. Like, dudes would say, "Oh, how you say he was a king?" I'm like, bro, I never said that. They went bonkers on Twitter, getting likes, retweeting. I mean, this is man, that's boo-boo, bro. Stop doing that. So please, I ask people, listen to the gist of things I say, because it's facts, it's game. We get an understanding amongst us because we just talking boxing, bro. So don't take things out of context and run with it. And certain people know what they do, and you know, I just appreciate it if they don't do it. You understand what I'm talking about?
Fair enough, man. Fair enough, for sure.
But back to the original conversation. Let me get back, because you know I get back on track. I bought the name up again for this situation, Emmanuel Tagu. Bought it up again. Why did I bring it up? I bought it up for this reason. This is a boxer. This is a guy that you want to make sure you're still sharp against. This is a guy, possibly, and no disrespect, you don't got to worry about the power side of it. Obviously, in the first fight with Nick Italia, I think the length caused him to be cautious about what power is behind that length, because we know you get the Tommy Hearns, you get the Paul Williams, you get these type of guys that can sting you from outside. So he fought intelligently and cautiously and won that fight. With a Tagu, I don't think he has to be so cautious. He can really play chess. He can really show off like he did against Conceição. But again, you don't want to play with your food, because you know things fall off the table sometimes. So don't play with your food. But anyway, he did his thing. I think he can do it against Tagu, but it's a good gauge for 135. Main reason why, back to context, because the word context is going to be all over the place. Is he bringing the power up? That's all. To me, it's a good fighter to gauge, see if your timing is there at a new weight, see if your condition is there at a new weight, because Tagu going to take you 12. We just seen him go 12 with a middleweight. We just seen him go 12 with a middleweight. So Tagu going to take you 12 so we can check your conditioning. It's a lot of context to me bringing up Emmanuel Tagu as a possible opponent. There's no ties to any other quote-unquote big networks where it's all this negotiation. It's not a real major fight. So it's a possible fight to, put together real quick, you know what I mean? And make sure he's on the right path stepping into 135. And that's respect to my guy. That's my guy's a gauger. So, I ain't heard from my guy. I still fuck with him on IG, but hope he get back over here, passport game right and everything like that. I know he went home and balled out. He got a little hate back then after he took that fight, but that, they got to work that out on their side. So I don't got no 1-2 on that particularly, but that just was the news after the fact. People don't think he did his best. I think he did his best. You were fighting a freaking middleweight.
Well, and the thing is, it's like, when it comes down to it, like everybody has their opinion on things and things like that. And I think, number one, you definitely got to keep it gentleman-like, you know what I'm saying? In these boxing streets, and you don't get a lot of that. You can not see things out, like exactly the way another person sees it. But the true definition of boxing minds coming together is more times than not, you're going to end up on the same side of the street. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right
like
in the
there's
middle.
going to be or right in the middle. Like there's going to be some type of understanding. Like even with that situation, like a Tagu is definitely a name to consider. Me personally, I would like to see him get back in the ring and get back in the win column, and then take that. But that's my personal opinion. But that's not to say that.
No, I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Opinion.
I think he could win that fight. I think, and that again, that's a dude what I'm saying, had his name in the streets, kicking around like a soccer ball. So check it out. I do think he would lose that fight, and I cautiously say because I believe Shakur gonna bring some of that power with him. I think he'll be able to sit down a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Like, because obviously weight puts some gravity on you, so I think he'll be able to sit down a little bit more. You know what I mean? He tried to do it against Valdez. He couldn't get the knockout though. He sat down in front of Valdez, but he just couldn't get the knockout. With a guy like Tagu, I don't think he'll get the knockout, but the work and with the weight help you get there and pace your power punches. Start being as crafty as you are. Smart fighter. I think he's showboating a little bit now. He got to slow down with that. Gotta be careful. We spoke about Floyd doing that, so we gotta speak about these real fighters doing that. Not that Floyd's not a real fighter. Y'all know what I mean. Active fighters. He got to be careful, showboat. Like I said, another quote of the day: don't play with your food. Don't play with your food. Handle your business. Get in, get out. We're speaking about that about Keyshawn. Is that style a little bit dangerous if you want to step up against proven guys or more proven guys? Because we don't want to discredit none of these dudes that they beaten. Some of them we can a little bit, but we try not to. So anyway, if you going up against a dude like dude was 25-5 for Keyshawn. Let's say you're going up against a dude that's 27-2. His 2 ain't never been knocked out. He'd say he done been the distance in one of them IBF type of, NABF type of fights or something of that nature where he's got an inking more experience than you. Are you really ready for that war trade? Or are you really ready to play chess on that level? I think he's playing chess on the right level, but these levels change in boxing. So I don't know if that style of work is fan friendly, is marketable.
Can I throw something at you real quick? And it just came to my brain, man. That's why I like having these conversations because a lot of people, for the people that's new, even if you listen to this on the playback, just as a disclaimer, all of this stuff is freestyle. Like we don't have a script. Like the only thing I'll tell this man is, hey, we're gonna talk about these things today. And everything that you hear is literally boxing minds just coming together at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So I need to make that clear and put that out there when you're actually listening, because I think you appreciate it more when you realize everything that we're doing is without a script. It's literally without a script. And vlog, you talking everything that you were talking, it kind of just sparked this question. Keyshawn versus Tagu. Right now, who wins that fight?
It'll be a hard win for Keyshawn because it'll be tricky. No disrespect to the Latin fighters, last couple guys he's beat. They don't have the movement that a Tagu has. So I think it'll be a little bit more tricky. Could he get the KO? Possibility, but based on Ryan's size and what we know, power he brings to the fight, if Ryan couldn't get it, I don't say Keyshawn could get it, because Keyshawn's not the cleanest puncher. He likes to punch through the target. So if the hands are there, he's still going to try to punch through it. And some of those shots are hard, but he's not getting countered. One thing we can say about Tagu, his counter attempts in that fight were there. It just wasn't enough. And I think when I brought up his fans being a little bit upset with him, I think they saw it like, yo, just let it go, bro. It's right there, bro. And it was a couple times. You know what I mean? He made Ryan flinch a little bit, like, oh shit, the hand there, but almost got clipped. Shit. You know what I'm saying? So he was slinging that left, but he didn't let it go enough. So I think people kind of was upset about that. Like, so that goes back to his effort. But again, getting back to Keyshawn and Tagu, I think it'll be a tricky fight. I think he'd have to, that he can learn in. And these are fights you need if you talking about you, that guy, bro. You got to have guys that have some skill that you can prove your skill is better than. Like, knock out a dude that ain't been knocked out since he was 15 years old. Knock this dude out.
Yeah, I know that was the initial topic. Like, you know, is Tagu a name for Shakur? I actually think is a better name for Keyshawn, because it's really going to answer questions in regards to Keyshawn. I can agree with that. Because Keyshawn, number one, like you said, like he hasn't been in there with the boxer that's going to move. So that's a great point. Number two, I'm going to take Shane's point from yesterday. Shane said he feel like Keyshawn rushes, like he needs to catch a flight. That's how he fights. He can't have that mentality against a Tagu. And we're talking style matchup. Okay, we're talking style matchup. So Keyshawn has to answer the same questions every other prospect has to answer. No one is exempt from answering questions on the come up. Like, we need to know.
Can I go against you just slightly? I say Shakur would be the better fight because I think it could be a bigger fight.
But that doesn't have anything to do with actually technically inside the ring, though.
No, I get you. I'm just saying. Now, when you brought up what you said based on your concept, you think the better fight would be Davis. I'm saying the better fight for a different reason, financially, bigger wise, some exposure. You know what I mean? This is a guy that's kind of had a little lights under him against another big name whose division you're jumping into.
No, that's a given. Okay. That's a given. That's a given. I agree 100%. Okay. Of course, Shakur is a bigger fight because it's the bigger money. Absolutely. Just in terms of that, if you're going away from that, there's more intrigue with the Keyshawn fight because there's more questions on both
technical.
ends.
Technical.
There's more technical questions. Yes.
We want to see if Emmanuel can hold up under real fire.
We need to put
bro. I put it out there. Your boy trying to clown me. Bro.
No, I'm talking about the Keyshawn and Tagu thing. I think that's it. I think
Man,
that's
they're
something
gonna try to clown
there.
again, bro. Everybody gonna try to clown, bro.
I'll ride with you. To be honest with you, they can't clown on that, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because you take Keyshawn, he's 6-0, right? He just beat somebody that's 25-5. Respect to Keyshawn. The bottom line is, I'm like, you can't clown it because Tagu, regardless of what you think of Tagu
will be like 31-2.
Yeah,
that'll
a lot of people
a step up gauge wise in resume, wins and loss. So
that's Keyshawn's. That would be Keyshawn's best opponent to date. So you can't clown it. That's number one.
Amateur or anything.
Number two, when you think about it, with the unfortunate thing with Tagu is that 95% of the people out here only seen Tagu one time, and that was the Ryan Garcia fight. So what I want to do, and this is not excuses. This is simply what was on the table at the time of the fight. Okay. The initial weight that it was supposed to go down that was raised by a couple of pounds. It was supposed to be a fight at 135. They raised it up to 139. There's obvious reasons behind that, and you've seen that fight night. You can definitely see that Ryan Garcia was definitely at least a junior middle. He was at least a junior middle in there.
Bro,
against Tagu.
Can I be honest? Can I be honest?
Hold on. Let me finish off. Let me finish off real quick.
Yeah.
He was definitely a junior middle in there. Now, of course, rehydration and things like that, that's a part of the game. Like I said, there's no excuse. What I'm saying is you got a guy like Tagu, you can tell he doesn't gain a lot of weight. And he doesn't gain a lot of weight fight night. But nobody knew that because nobody knew who Tagu was. That was the first time I seen him in the ring. I know you did. I said 95%. I'm not talking about you. 95%.
I love to be in the 5%. I love to be in the 5%.
Right, but I'm talking to the 95 right now. The people that's gonna say, "Hey, Tagu's not a good option for Keyshawn Davis." So I'm trying to lay the landscape for the 95%. Number one, y'all have to go watch some old fights. And you can tell if a guy is polished from a technical standpoint. He's definitely polished from a technical standpoint. Number two, the zone is not giving everyone opportunities. Okay, they're not giving everyone opportunities.
Can I say this? He was actually supposed to ride with Kambosos. When Kambosos got the big win on the on that top right situation. Well, yeah. I mean not top rank on that with Shelby. Was it Shelby? When he got that big win and he wanted to get like Americanized sparring partners, guess who he found? He found Tagu. Tagu was actually supposed to get a fight off of that connection to get some steam. So maybe he could have been on the undercard when your boy, got the title defense and all of that situation with Loma.
Yeah.
Never got the shine. So Jeff is correct when he says Dazan they real picky. They're real picky. They're not. That's all I can say.
They're not. Yeah, and the thing is, he got so he got the Mason Menard fight. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you, that's a better gauge of Emmanuel Tagu. Now, I'm not saying that Ryan Garcia wouldn't have did the same thing if it was at 135 and he didn't come in at junior middleweight. What I'm saying is that was the situation at that particular time. So if he was to fight a Keyshawn, it's more of a favorable matchup from a size perspective, from a technical perspective. Tagu is a really good boxer. He's a really good boxer. He's a good mover. He's polished. He doesn't do anything great, but he's solid pretty much in a lot of different areas. So as boxing, not only hardcores, but as guys that's kind of students of the game, when you have these ideas of fights and possible opponents and things like that, I think a lot of times what happens is guys aren't doing. We're in a microwave type society. We're in a microwave type society. They're looking for situations where if I tell you, hey, I got this fighter, very few people are going to actually go and actually try to find fights and actually watch film, watch tape. You don't see that anymore. You understand what I'm saying? You don't see that anymore. So before, and this is for the 95%. We do homework. So we're talking, and I'm talking about the 95%. I'm talking about the 95%, not my hardcores, not my people that do their homework. I'm talking about the 95%. And this goes for not only Toggle, but anyone else. When you're a fighter that you know, a name is going into the ring with someone and you do not know the name, do your due diligence if you have the time and actually do your homework on a fighter before you pass judgment. Even if you don't have the time, you need to refer to people. You need to refer to people that, number one, you respect their boxing opinion, you respect their boxing mind, and you know that their homework is on point. Just because you know boxing doesn't mean your homework is on point. You understand? It's two different things. You know what I'm saying?
Can I prove that real quick?
Go ahead.
Can I prove that real quick? They got a nice little fight card going down MTK Global Friday, right? And they got the young kid Muhammad Bilal Ali coming off I would say ugly loss. You know what I mean? I don't think he stepped up and really, you know what I mean, wanted to just put the foot on the gas and step to this dude. But he lost a boxing match against another prospect. I believe it was shit, goddamn, it slipped in my mind. But he's a good slick boxer, not as awkward as a Prince Nassim, more traditional 1-2 slipping and moving type of thing, but no power. So he's in a situation where he's fighting a guy. If you look right off top of this guy record, 15, 57, and 5. And you just somebody that's like the 95% that just speaking of. And you like, oh man, I'm about to bet on old boy to knock him out. You don't do your homework. You don't understand this dude he's fighting ain't been knocked out but 9 times. If you check this dude resume, he got knocked out 9 times like 15 years ago, bro. This dude ain't been knocked out in a long time. So if you try to make $1, you lean to people like myself. You lean to I do my homework. I'm trying to tell you, that shit going the distance. The boy Ali, a nice slick boxer, but he ain't got no pop yet. He hasn't grew into his frame. So that's doing your homework. There you go.
Yeah, and it's just, you know, when you're talking boxing, and there's a lot of people that, and I'm not tooting our own horn on this one, like YSM says it all the time. Like when it comes down to like podcasts, I'm like, it gets no better than this one. Because we check all the boxes.
We're gonna get our shine.
We check all the boxes at the end of the day, and it's you can literally get every aspect of it in this podcast. So I'm like, number one, you get the education. Number two, you get the debates. Number three, you might get an argument or two. Number four, you're gonna get emotion. Number five, you're gonna get entertainment. Number six, you're gonna get life lessons out of this. So we check every single box when it comes down to it. I just need for people to, I feel like our job is to develop boxing minds into a better boxing mind. When you walk away from this podcast, you should feel like you're a better boxing mind than you did the day before. And that's what we represent at the end of the day. So I need for people to become more diligent when it comes down to actually your craft, because it's a craft. You watching boxing, it's a craft. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and craft is a hobby. If you doing something, you want to be good at what you're doing, even if it's a hobby and you're not quote unquote earning money. But if you start rocking with me and you getting into this betting on boxing, putting a couple little parlays together for some pizza money, you know, okay, now a hobby is actually paying me. So I got to do my homework. I got to listen to my OGs. You know what I'm saying? I got to get the game, and then I'll still do what I do. But you got to use information sometimes to do what you do. You can get that information right here.
Absolutely. Andre Southgate, he said the uppercut is definitely is his kryptonite for sure. They got to fundamentally fix that. Brennan Smith, there is no fight for him there that he can get or win at 135. Brennan, I disagree with that, but but Brennan, I'll say this to you, Brennan, before we keep it moving. Brennan, when it comes down to it, anybody that steps into a new weight class, you have to see them at least once to kind of gauge what they could possibly do with the weight class. So I will reserve my opinion on Shakur at 135 until I actually see him actually in there at 135 against whoever that may be. I need to see what he's doing at the weight before I can say long-term projection.
Can I ask you this? Might be controversial question. Could be controversial. Do you know for a fact? Well, I know for a fact the boy Nakataya moved up to 135, and he coming off a very clean knockout. You think he should rematch him? It's a very tentative fight. It was a very it was a very Junior Fa Joseph Parker style fight.
And because of that,
now is that disrespectful? Huh? No, but this is a different weight. No, this is a different weight. You got a fighter that no, but I'm just saying, it's an in-house fight, bro. I'm trying to bring you in-house fights that make sense. That's all I'm trying to say. Like you'll say no for tactical reasons. I'm saying it makes sense for promotional reasons.
No, I'm saying no for multiple reasons. From a number one, it's gonna be hard to sell that, even though it's an in-house fight. Number two, yes, it's a different weight class, but Shakur won that fight pretty clear. And number three, the entertainment value is not there, so they can definitely go with a different name. I would say no.
Okay, I'm trying to tell you why the entertainment value wasn't there, bro. I just want to tell you that y'all not understanding is as skilled as these dudes is, they still intelligent dudes, and he knew. Both of them guys knew, yo, I don't really want to take that chance. So the timidness of the fight made it dull, no doubt. What's the name? Played better chess that night with his pawns and little moves that he was making on the board. He never went for the checkmate. He eventually ran out the clock. Let's say he did that and he was ahead on pieces missing off the board. But it wasn't no kill shots in there. It wasn't no, like, quote unquote domination of even what you did with Canseco, even what you did with Valdez. Okay, now here's another opportunity at a new weight class that we know this guy came and showed out. Did what he did. Stepped up 135, went there and got a vicious KO. Okay, here's another opportunity. Can you put the foot on the gas? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? I just think it kind of makes sense promotion-wise. I think they can rematch it. Just based off the KO highlight, based off the dude, it's a bag. It's just a bag, bro. His name is I don't know why it doesn't.
It makes sense. It makes sense for Nakatalia, and that's it. It don't make sense for the promotional company. It don't make sense for Shakur. It don't make sense for neither one of them because from a promotional.
So
standpoint,
are you okay? So from a promotional standpoint, the best route is just to hold him out for the Haney Kambosos. So you saying that's what they should do?
No, what I'm saying is they can find another name outside of Nakatalia that can fill the same boxes. We've already seen it. Nakatalia is the only person that would benefit from.
But we get rematches all the time. Yeah, that
was like a 10-2 fight, bro. That was like a 10-2 fight.
It wasn't 10-2 because he dominated. It was just 10-2 because he was the house fighter. He never put the foot on the gas. He never came forward, sat down. Bro, it was not like no, bro, it wasn't no dog walk. That's all I'm gonna say. It wasn't no dog walk.
As a person that likes,
it was like an amateur style victory. It was like an amateur, and I know that's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. It wasn't the showboat. It wasn't that. year fight, bro.
There's nothing that you're saying that's getting me in the mood to watch a rematch of that.
I'm in the mood,
bro.
I'm just
You're not
about
getting, bro.
I'm just, so I can only express my mood,
bro. You're not gonna.
I got you. I think sometimes you love to disagree with me, though, bro. I just think you love to disagree with me.
Bro, you're not gonna give me fries out the. You're not gonna give me fried day old fries, man. I don't want them.
Okay,
shits.
all right. So what do you think of that dude's opportunity at lightweight on that platform? He's at. I'm Shakur. Second Shakur, we know he has the best opportunity. Just hold him out for the David Kambosos winner. But Nikitalia, do you think he gets a shot?
Vlog, you're bringing up names that I think are really good for Keyshawn.
That's a shot. That's what I mean. Do you think he gets a shot?
You said Shakur though.
No, I said Shakur aside right now. Like you could comment on him, but I do believe already just off top, the route is either get him in with somebody like a Toggle or hold him out for Devin Kambosos situation. That's what I think the route is.
But I think but
for Nikitalia specifically, because I like that product.
Right, but I seen that product against Shakur, and I'm like, I don't want to see it again. The thing with Nikitalia, he's a solid fighter.
Now in the second fight, just a quick question: do you think he would be as timid? Already seeing Shakur.
So
would that make the fight more not challenge? Would it make it a better fight? That's all. That's how
it'll be a better fight, but I think he still loses like 10-2. I just think Shakur's that good. I think Nikitalia is.
My question is he bringing the power? That's why I gotta go back to the power, bro. Because I gotta say this real quick. You beat Hearn, and Hearn was still standing up.
Bro,
you beat Valdez. Let me finish. You beat Valdez. You could not get the KO. You got the Robinson. You punches landing crazy. I truly don't think you ever was on the verge of a KO in that fight. And you got dropped. So I'm just saying, I don't know about the power going up to 135. So I bring Nikitalia up. Why? Because we've seen his power. We know it's there. His record tells us it's there.
I'm surprised you're taking this route with me. I really am. Can I tell you why?
Controversy.
Because we're having a really good like show. I'm surprised you're taking this route with me, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because when one of your favorite guys is Devin Haney, right? And Devin Haney gets in the ring, and we question his power. But as boxing guys, we know when you step in the ring with Haney, you're gonna get your ass whipped. We can all agree on that, right? You're gonna get your ass whipped more than likely against Devin Haney. You may not end up stretched out on the ground, but you're gonna get your ass whipped. You're not going to the club after you fight Devin Haney. It's the same thing with Shakur. You go in the ring with Shakur, you're gonna get your ass whipped. You may not be face down on the ground, but it's the same. It's the same thing, bro. It's the same thing.
Real quick. Go ahead. Is it the same thing at 135? That's real quick. Is it the same thing at 135?
But the thing is, he's like, we don't know. Okay,
that's why. But hold up. But Pete Gang. That's why I bought you a name that, in my estimation, you didn't show me that much at 130 against. Now that guy changed the division, showed the folks something at the promotion, showed the fans something, which is some power. Are you bringing something up? Can you deal with that? Is that, you know what I mean? Like, is it a challenge?
He's going to have to show me against somebody else. I can tell you, I'm not.
I can't talk you into it. I got you.
Yeah,
I got you.
Trying.
I can't.
It ain't gonna work today. If Nakatalia. So if Nakatalia, if you give me Nakatalia and Keyshawn, that's a good fight. You give me.
Can we put that up? Can I tweet that right now?
Absolutely. And
I'm about
so
to tweet that shit
we got
right
Nakatalia and Keyshawn. That's a good fight. Tagu and a Keyshawn. That's a good fight. Now with Shakur, I definitely think he needs to get a fight in 135. He can't go right into a Haney fight. Like that's just not smart. It's not
What
smart.
can I say this? Oh, how about this? I'm gonna be Mr. Super duper controversial and probably get clowned, but it's in context of the conversation and it's hypothetical. What about Keyshawn versus what's the name? Tagu and Nicatalia versus Stevenson, all on the same card on the same night. That is African fighters versus American fighters. You got your cross promotion right there. You know what I mean? No offense or nothing like that. It's just how they promote fights. You know how they do. So it's not like no race thing and all this old bullshit. It's just how fights go. You cross promote them. They say Floyd did it with the Latin fighters and things like that. And it's just business. I think it'll work. I think it'll work.
I would do this. I would slightly alter that. Give me Tagu and Keyshawn, and let's replace Nakatalia with. I'm trying to think.
You're gonna make me retweet it because now we doing something different. So I'm gonna tweet it later though. Y'all check me out on Twitter, man. BoxingVlog.
I would say just anybody but Nakatalia. Anybody but
why? What is it about Nakatalia you dislike?
Because we
did you see the comeback fight? Did you see the comeback fight?
Yes, but I seen the comeback fight. But the thing is,
okay,
it wasn't again like Shakur I already seen it. Like that's like you trying to. That's like hold on.
But no,
Shane, I mean, vlog. This is like you. It's like you trying to get me to like when Devin Haney fought Linares, right? Outside of that one shot, Linares landed. Like Haney dominated the fight. It's equivalent to you trying to repackage that and give it to me. That's you're trying to repackage that and give it to me.
Yeah, but my thing is that's why. But you now, okay, we it's like I'm gonna bring a a baseball analogy to it. I got some different pitches. This promotion, you gotta be able to hit them with a curveball real quick. You gotta be able to put things together, snap on your 1-2. What's a good card? Boom, here's a great card for you. It's action, low key, not a lot of money. You get both of your young stars on the same platform, same division, same time.
But I just, bro, we're trying to repackage a 10-2 fight. I'm not down with any.
No, I didn't know, but I switched it up, Jeff. No, I switched it up, Jeff. I switched it up. I switched it up. That's why I said I switched it up. I said Nicatalia. I said Nicatalia versus Davis, and then Tagu versus Shakur. Why?
I'm cool with that. No,
I'm bringing some power.
I'm cool with that. Yeah.
I'm cool with that
because it's two matches that I haven't seen. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's now there we go. Yeah, all of this we finally got there.
Right.
There you go. And it's a marketable situation.
I'm signing up for that. I'm cool with that. I'm perfectly cool with that because it checks all the boxes.
That's to me, that's an ESPN card. That's a perfect ESPN card plus.
To be honest with you, that's a solid card on ESPN. That's a solid card.
That's the tweet. That's me. It's me, baby.
I would tweet that out, baby. Tweet that out.
Yeah, I'm supposed to tweet that out right now.
I'm signing up for that.
They don't be giving me no play, but I'm gonna some traction on Twitter.
Southgate, for sure.
How you spell that dude name? I don't know how to spell that fool name.
Just Google it. Google it. So what you do? Type in Shakur Stevenson box rec, and then it'll.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah. Southgate, he said for sure Hearn needs to do his homework. When he mentioned Canelo was fighting Bivol immediately, I knew it was going to be an uphill battle for Canelo. A lot of people wrote off Bivol. So Southgate, the problem with this, and he said great channel for sure, man. Appreciate that, Southgate. The thing about that, and this is why I was like, I question Canelo, Canelo's trainer, because he is his manager as well. Anybody that knows boxing knows that Bivol is the goddamn deal. And they took Eddie Hearn's advice, and they was like, yo, he didn't look his best against Craig Richards. I think we can take that. And they didn't do their homework. You know what I'm saying? But Southgate, you're correct though. Brennan said Shakur versus Loma. Brennan, I need to see Shakur at least one time at 135 before. It's not smart. It's not smart so Brennan, check this out. So it's not smart for Shakur. And I'm talking Shakur, okay? I'm not talking other fighters. I'm talking Shakur. Shakur needs to fight someone at 135 before he jumps into the ring with Haney, Loma, or any other top 5 dude at 135. It's just smart. Get your feet wet. Get your feet wet at 135. If he takes a tune-up fight and he looks good, then I'm fine with it. Southgate says Shakur needs a
look it up for me, Jeff. I can't, bro.
Okay, hold on. I got you. I got you. Hold on real quick. I got you. Hold on. I got you. Hold on. Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah, that's a hell of a fight card, bro. I'm good at this shit, bro. I ain't even realize how good I am with this shit, bro.
It's NAKA.
NA. Damn, I'm
NA.
I'm the KI.
Yeah, NAKA
TILA.
ILA. Yeah. NAKATHILA. Yes. Yep.
Got you, my dude. Appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem. And Southgate said that's a good card for sure. That's a solid card, bro. Like that's a solid card all across the board, I think. And they can put it back.
Can I get my props? Thumbs up, please, fellas, please.
We struggled a little bit to get there. He was trying to feed me some other shit, but he flipped it around and got it right. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to BoxingFirstVlog. Nah, but listen, hold up. Listen. If they end up running with that card, yo, throw my man a bag, yo. Throw my man a little bag, man.
A little something, yeah, man. A little sneaker money or something, man. You know, I ask for too much or nothing.
Sneaker box money, you know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of times people be watching and it just I'm just like, yo, because I'm like, listen, if someone drops some information on me and I end up using it, like I'm gonna get a credit where the credit is due. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get a credit where the credit is due, man. And that's the gentleman thing to do, especially in this media thing. Like it's a gentleman thing to do for sure. You know, because so many people steal information and they be like, quote unquote sources. No, like I'm gonna literally tell you where I got it from. I'm like, if Dub drops some information that's correct, then we gonna give him the credit where credit is due. If we drop something, we need that. Like, you know what I'm saying? We need that credit. Brennan Smith, I wish this could happen, Brennan, but it's not gonna happen. Shakur versus Pitbull. I wish that would be a great fight. That'd be a great fight.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest. That'd be a terrible fight.
Why?
Shakur
bro, you just tried to sell me on Nakatalia and Shakur, bro.
Because of the danger of the fight, bro. You didn't understand. You didn't really feel that fight was tricky for each dude, and they were so cautious, timid, these other words that you can use, that it didn't come off as a excellent boxing match, a firefight, no danger, because neither guy wanted to really create the danger. You see what I'm saying? Shakur did not step on the gas. Bro. He was throwing jabs to the body, trying to keep his distance on some Floyd Mayweather shit. Smart.
Bro. Shakur and Pitbull Cruz, bro.
I'm about to go to you back to why Shakur and Pitbull Cruz, because I think he'll make Cruz miss so much, and then he would not stand in the pocket and be like, yo, I'm about to get off. He'll be trying to hit so much from the outside. I don't believe we'll see kill shots. We'll see, you know what I mean? That good work.
Shakur is gonna have to Shakur would have to really do something to keep Pitbull up off him. Tank had difficulty. No, it's not easy. Tank is different. Tank showed his boxing ability against Pitbull Cruz. Outside of Tank, no one's been able to keep. Pitbull's been able to get into everybody's chest, but Tank's.
Bro,
Am I lying?
Bro, but we just but I'm not discrediting Pitbull. I'm trying to go say, well, you bought in boxing. I'm thinking this dude is one of the best boxers on the planet currently, based on pure skills. Take the power out of it. Pure skills. He is Shakur Stevenson, one of the best boxers on the planet. I think the fight would be so offset because of how different their skills are. You see what I'm saying? Like,
no, I agree, but from a style
boxer puncher fights, that's what I'm saying. Boxer puncher fights can be unfriendly because nobody can really land.
But
you know what I'm saying? Obviously,
the Shakur, but with Shakur, bro, it takes a guy with Shakur type skill set. They get the most trouble out of guys that fight like Pitbull. Just in history.
But can I say this? And again, bring it up, Nicatalia. Or guys that you're unsure about based on what they do. So he was unsure that night. He wasn't out there looking like it was Valdez in front of him. That's all I can keep saying. So with the Cruz situation, would he be unsure? Would he really sit down? It's 135. This a dog. Do I want to get in here and trade? Like, how good of a fight you think it'll be? Based on those factors.
It'd be a really good fight. I can tell you this, it'd be way better than that Nicatalia fight. I'll tell you that much. Because the thing is,
I put the tweet out. Now you acting like you don't want to support the tweet.
No, I'm saying no. You said no. You put a tweet out.
Nicatalia, I know.
Davis.
Jeff, I'm fucking with you, Jeff.
But Brennan, at the end of the day, Brennan, like that fight's not going to happen. That fight's not going to happen. Pitbull is going.
We've been disagreeing today, though. We've been disagreeing today. I don't like the fight.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like you take like Shakur wins the fight. I'm gonna entertain it. Shakur wins the fight. Like Pitbull is gonna get. Pitbull's not gonna beat anyone that's A level. He's not going to beat anyone that's A level. Shakur,
can I say this?
Is A level.
Can I say this in defense of you saying that? Well, again, we keep being on opposite sides. I think Cruz could muddy the waters enough against an unproven lightweight, as far as power wise, dog for dog, against outside of guys he know he can outbox. So at those times he realized he got outbox these guys, he sat down. He played with his food. He did his 1-2. Great. This is another breed of that class of fighters, good boxers. This is the next class of good boxers. But he just happened to be a dog with that old school puncher style, come forward, maul and brawl. Are you going to look clean? Are you going to look powerful like this? I don't know if that's a good fight for him. And I think for those reasons, Pitbull has an opportunity to win. Second of all, it would be on his platform because I think PBC is bigger than Top Rank. You know what I mean? I just think so. Even though they do use the same dispatching platforms as far as Walt Disney, PBC is associated with that, Fox, all of that, and that's all owned by Walt Disney. So it's just interesting why I still think one is bigger than the other. It's crazy.
I mean, it's definitely a competitive fight. I think it'll end up similar to how Tank Pitbull was.
I think messy. I see messy.
But the thing is, like Shakur would basically do what Tank did. Like it's an 8-4 fight. It's an 8-4 fight. You know.
I don't know if Shakur. That's my thing. I don't know if Shakur's sting is where it count on the card when you're popping a guy like. I think it's like a Broner. Like I see him fighting like Broner. Don't. Context, please. Context, sir. Please context.
You ain't give me enough to give context. You haven't given me enough yet. What?
Yeah, you hell know me before I could give context to bringing up Broner's name. His style, when he knows, okay, I'm the boxer in this fight. I got a guy that's gonna try to come punch me. Does that style, that defensive role, pot shots, you know what I mean? Try to, you know what I mean, just keep him off you to a certain. Does that style really add Shakur on a scorecard? If it's not the clean, effective punching.
So this is
that's the key in boxing.
So this is why I said the context is out the window in that scenario. The reason why I said Broner is a bad example is because Broner don't throw no shots. Shakur's not only going to throw shots, but he's whipping people's ass, bro. He's whipping people's ass, bro.
But again, see, I'm not denying that. I agree with that. Didn't I run off a quick 3-name list? He did a stuff thistle, no doubt. But this beast that we mentioned via Brendan Smith, salute to you, my dude. I appreciate you being in the chat. Hit that like, subscribe, go to my channel, hit the like and all of that. You know, I need all that traction. Anyway, great fight, hypothetical wise. We know it won't happen. It's just a mismatch. I don't even think the distribution to do that. And that's being whoever runs that Walt Disney.
Yeah, anyway, it's not happening.
I just think my thing when I'm saying Broner, I mean the style. I don't mean his output. I don't mean him as a fighter. I have to give you a picture of the style. We know him most for that specific style that you would pretty much have to fight as a boxer to fight Cruz. You're not going to stay on the outside too long. That'll only work. At some point, he's going to get close. You're going to have to shell up. You're going to have to do your shoulder roll. You're going to have to try to dip, throw some up to the body, try to spin him off. You're going to be doing a lot of other things that might, quote unquote, not be effective punching, while the other guy is, quote unquote, which they judge who's making the fight. That would be Cruz coming forward with a messy fight, more edge Cruz. That's why I think it's a little bit closer than just an 8-4. I think Cruz can make it a messier fight. In giving Tank the edge in his fight, his power was able to get the attention of the judges. We saw it. I don't know if Shakur is going to have that sting.
But Tank's power didn't win him that fight.
His counter shots did. And that's countering.
Yeah, but his boxing won him that fight. Not his power.
But
his boxing won him that fight. The reason why I think, go ahead, bro.
Jeff, just a question where you explain it to help you with your explanation. Wasn't it the boxing via power punch counter shots?
Yes.
A lot of singles?
Yeah, it was a lot of singles, but they were effective landed punches.
That's what I said.
Bro, when you say pop, bro, Tank didn't hurt Pitbull at any time during that fight. He landed effective shots. Bro, but you said, hold on. But you bring up, hold on. You always talking about context. And I know who you're talking about. This me though. This me. Bro,
yeah, I know.
Right? When you say context, right? When you say context, you said you don't know if Shakur is bringing the power. That's exactly what you said. You don't know if Shakur is bringing the power. My response to that was Tank was landing a lot of single shots. He was landing effective single shots. He was landing the more effective shots. He was landing the more shots.
Question to fit, not to cut you, in context. Can Shakur Stevenson do the same thing with that defensive style, counterpunch? I don't think his shots are going to be the same against Cruz. No, I just don't.
That's my point. That's my point, bro. That's my point. Tank is more powerful than Pitbull Cruz. I mean, Tank is more powerful than Shakur. Tank couldn't.
That's my point,
bro. Let me finish, bro. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
Tank is more powerful than Shakur. Tank landed clean shots on Pitbull, and he was not hurt at no point during the fight. So take the power out of it. Let me finish. Take the power out of it. So now you're asking, can Shakur do what Tank did to win that fight? Yes, he can, because actually Shakur is more polished as a boxer than Tank is. He's more of a polished boxer than Tank is.
Bro,
you gotta take the power out of it. You gotta take the power out of it.
Okay, I get you, bro. There's other aspects that I don't think we're giving credit for, bro. There is also a thing called strength. There's also a thing called those shots, those Colbert type of shots being effective. Did it do something? Like, okay, it landed. If dude walking you down is not the same. At least Tank's shots were strong enough to offset more, to get just Cruz offline, not just be as clean with them all. I don't believe that Shakur is quote unquote physically strong enough to be able to really counter with power. Again, get back to the word power, to help offset the line that Cruz will be on in his direction. His ability to move will, but throwing the shot that you still need to land score. It's about scoring. It's not just about movement. That'll look good for a round or so. They might give you a defensive round here or there, but to win the fight just 8-4, I don't think he's as strong as Tank. And I got to go back to power, and the landed shots got to be effectively strong. They don't have to be KO shots.
Shakur have a field day with him.
Okay.
Shakur have a field day with him. But I think Tank would have had more of a field day if he didn't hurt his hand. If he didn't hurt his hand.
So Shakur not gonna hurt his hand coming up and weight. Ain't never punched a 135er.
Bro, you can hurt your hand at any time. It has nothing to do with the weight.
Know,
if you landed on the top of somebody's head, that's a hand.
Excuse me, Jeff, it does have something to do with the weight, because we're talking about a 130. Just tip it in this conversation back to the word context. This is a 130 guy going up the fight.
You throw the context out there. It's a two-way street, bro. It's a two-way street. It ain't a one-way street, bro. Just because you go up 5 pounds
in this conversation about
injury.
But it increases the. Let me finish. It increases the possibility of a hand injury going up against the same dude that helped cause the hand injury against a guy that punches harder than you do.
But
so
did you see how Tank hurt his hand though? Did you see how he hurt his hand? It had nothing to do with the weight.
I know.
I'm just that he threw and where he
and you keep saying weight when you talking about two guys that are already at that weight. I bought in a guy that,
bro. You mentioned weight.
But you won't let me finish, please, Jeff. I bought in a guy that technically is. I bought in a guy that's not at that weight yet. Is Shakur at 135?
Right, but I also asked you,
is he at 135, Jeff?
No,
is he at 130? That's my point.
But I asked you, bro. Context goes both ways. We gotta volleyball this. I asked you, but you didn't answer my question. You didn't answer my question.
What was your question?
I said, what was the shot that Tank landed that didn't land? He didn't land the shot. That shot that he landed that hurt his hand. Did you see the shot?
Do you point remember the being, shot?
Because you're not answering my question.
Okay, Jeff. Well, what? No, I don't remember off top the exact shot in my head at this moment. You can do that, but that's not going to change my context. Yes, you can do that, but it's not going to change the context.
Let me do that.
Which you never let me get to. So go ahead,
bro.
Yeah,
bro. I've been letting you go the whole show, bro. Listen, I'm just telling you.
I'm not saying nothing, Jeff. I'm not arguing with you. Go.
He threw a counter uppercut, right? He threw a counter uppercut that landed on Pitbull Cruz's arm, and his hand twisted. That's how he hurt his hand. The point I'm trying to tell you is Tank, the reason why he hurt his hand, it has nothing to do with weight or anything like that. At the end of the day, he landed an awkward shot that fucked his hand up. It was an angle in which he threw the shot and he hurt his hand. It had nothing to do with the weight class, or anything like that. That's all I wanted to say.
And are you finished? Now can I?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
That is in context to two gentlemen that are already at that weight division. I bought an accident, I bought in a guy in that conversation that is possible to have the same accident. Why? Because he's fighting a rugged dude that might just be hard body-wise. So if I hit him in the wrong spot, am I subject to that? I'm coming up to a new division. Do I need to be trying to work on my power? These are a lot of questions that make the fight, back to the original discussion, a closer fight in my estimation. So you brought up a hand injury from a harder puncher. Is Shakur going to punch as hard? So will those softer shots be effective? Take the word power out. So obviously you got to be softer shots so you don't hurt your hand. I'm asking questions. I'm just about to answer it,
bro. So in context, what you saying? Pitbull beat Shakur in context. Is that what you saying?
No, I just said it'll make it. No, I said no. I didn't tiptoe. I said I think it'll be a closer fight. That's all I said. So we bought all the other things that to me still added to my argument, which you don't think they did. I still think they do, like the injury to Tank. I think that matters. Tank is a harder puncher.
We're not too far apart because I said 8-4. You said a closer fight. There's only one other round before it's a draw. We're not far off.
I could say that's what I'm saying. What I see a 6. I see a 7-6, something like that. Cruz. I could see a close, gritty fight. Not 7, but I mean, I can see it. Yeah, I can see a 7-5 Cruz. You know what I mean? Something like that. I see 7-6. I don't know what I think. Yeah, I can see Cruz winning the fight.
Okay. No, fair enough. If you feel like Cruz can win that fight 7-5, that's respectable. That's respectable. That's respectable.
Because you remember
at 135 yet. I respect that. I respect that.
That's what I was trying to get to, bro. Like I thought some of the things we discussed, like you said, to this point, it helped me. I thought it helped me.
But you said you see the fight closer.
Yeah, like, I never said it was a Whyte. No, I never said Cruz was going to dog walk him or not.
No, we're on the same page. I said that's a competitive fight. It's a competitive fight.
Oh, no doubt. I definitely think it can be won by Cruz, though. I gotta add that. I think it can be won by Cruz.
Brennan, because you started all this shit. Pitbull could win that fight. Pitbull gotta have some things happen for him to win that fight. He got to have some things happen for him to win that fight. If Shakur comes in and he's doing what Shakur do, Shakur clearly wins that fight. Pitbull needs a little assistance to win that fight. I'll say that. He needs a little bit of assistance. But I like the fight, though. I know Vlog don't like the fight, but he just gave me a 10-minute explanation on how that fight could be interesting. It's funny how you said you don't like the fight, but you really broke it down.
Because to where, like, that's do it. Yeah, but my explanation to say to that, it would be through the interesting part because it's so gritty, something that could be possibly hard to score. That's why I said I don't like it. Like if it's so hard to score for me, it could take a little steam off of it in my estimation as just being a fan of boxing. So I kind of initially reacted that way because of that. Because I did think it was a close fight. It just took us conversating for me to get to why I thought it was a close fight. Then getting back to it, it's so hard. It could be hard to score. What do you like? Do you like the grittiness of Cruz coming forward, pressure? Do you like what slickness we able to get out of Shakur at a new weight? Will he still have this bob and weave game, blah, blah, blah? So we got to find that out. And power again, Jeff wanted to take power out. But I still think Shakur has to punch hard to let his opponent know he's in this fight. You see what I'm saying? So I think I don't know if the pot shot can carry you through so easy. Not 8-4 carry you through. I don't think the pot shot style can 8-4 you.
And I'm not trying to take it away. I only said that in regards to the actual hand injury issue. Like if the shot that Tank tried to land, that counter uppercut, he brings it from left field. And then really to his target type shots. Yeah, he really don't throw them type shots. I actually retweeted your tweet. I'm actually getting ready to right now.
Appreciate you. I appreciate the support. Let
me get that versus.
Yo, that's an excellent card, bro. I don't even do this shit for a living. But I'm great at it.
I'm gonna put in Newark because it's gonna make the money make sense.
In Newark, but hold on, who is the other boy? Keyshawn? Yeah, I guess Virginia not far. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. No, AC. You know, Top Rank do their thing in AC.
That's a good choice too. That's a good choice too.
Yeah, Top Rank do their thing in AC.
But the thing is, though,
right? You know,
I'm gonna say Newark first because they did 10K. They did 10K in the building. AC don't have a 10K venue, but they're gonna get that. They're gonna bring that casino money though. They're gonna bring that casino money.
Yeah, and weather wise, you definitely gotta have something nice size indoors because it's not like you could do like some outdoor joint because that's a fight you could literally put on in the next 3 to 4 months easy. Obviously, the weather will be a little different.
Yeah, I'm gonna piggyback. I'm actually gonna piggyback off that because I think that's a really really good. I'm gonna post it. I retweeted it on Twitter. Um, I retweeted it on Twitter. So definitely go follow Boxing First Vlog on Twitter, and that's Boxing First spelled
Vlog.
out and Vlog
No,
VLOG.
but on Twitter, just hit me up on Boxing Vlog. It'll pop up. It won't usually
Yeah.
pop up if you go
So
through the whole Boxing Vlog. So just Boxing Vlog on
yeah,
Twitter. Use the #1 on Instagram for the word,
yeah.
and then on
Um,
obviously
I'm
YouTube.
gonna
So it's simple,
yeah.
bro.
If I'm gonna
Y'all been
create a
rocking with us
whole
long enough.
yeah, I'm gonna create a I'm gonna create a post with that with those two fights on there, and then you can still and then you can give them Jahad Tucker and give them Shushu again and all that. I think that'd be a great card for sure. So I'm gonna put a post up on Instagram in regards to that, and of course quote vlog
Yeah, I'm
on
gonna
that.
do it too.
I want to get people's opinions on that because we feel like before we go, we feel like matchmaking is 90% of the game. You know what I'm saying? Making fights that make sense at the right time. That's the key. Make sense, right time. And I think people lose sight of that. Like, so of course people want to see Shakur up against Devin Haney, like immediately, of course. But it's not happening. It's not happening. So we need to come up with something that makes sense. Keyshawn, he doing a lot of talking right now. We got to do something that make sense. Those two fights make sense. And I usually don't get involved when vlog be going back and forth on Twitter with folks and all that. I usually don't get involved. I kind of just sit back and just watch. But I will get involved on this one if someone tries to say that this card is not a legit card on all levels. I will be responding to people on this one. So I need for people to watch. Like if you're gonna disagree with this one, come with a clean explanation as to why. And realistic. Clean and realistic. Come up with a clean and
Can I be
realistic.
honest with you, bro?
Go ahead.
Them dudes on that joint, they be on there with that Kiki shit, bro, with that back of the school bus giggle shit,
cool.
bro. I ain't with that, bro. Let's talk boxing. Listen, beat your feet, man. Move around with that, bro.
Listen, I'm cool with that. And the thing about it, bro, is when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, I'm gonna say what I need to say, and I'm gonna keep it moving. I'm gonna say what I need to say, and I'm gonna keep it moving. But I'm also gonna let you know if your comment is on that bullshit, I'm gonna break down why your comment is on that bullshit. You can play around all you want. I'm gonna. So when you read what I put down, they're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, he joking around," but yo, this dude G5 bringing that shit, and that's cool. You know what I'm saying? And I'm cool with that. I'm like, if you want to clown around in the back of the bus, that's cool, no problem. But I'm gonna bring this smoke.
But see, that situation, in my situation, I had already explained it. Like people would have had to go back to our channels for over a year because we had that conversation over a year ago, and he brought it up in this current scenario as if you ain't used it out of context. So that's my point when you trying to interact, just talking boxing. Say, hey, we sat here for almost 3 hours talking boxing. We disagreed a little bit, but it was never disrespectfully disagreeing. It was honestly having a different point of view, almost meeting in the middle damn near through the whole show. So why you can't do that when you're interacting on these other social media sites? Why does it got to be this high school shit? Like, bro, I'm not that guy, bro. That's what I kind of
real rap.
Yeah, man.
Real rap, bro. Like, even when you brought it to my attention, like the reason I was kind of like laughing about it is because if someone remembers something that you said from a year ago, I think they a fan. That's why I didn't really take it like I understood what you were saying, but I can't. But I didn't take it really. Yeah, I didn't take it real serious because I was like, when you explain the situation, I was just like, yo, that man remembers something you said a year ago.
But remembered it out of context, bro. Don't remember it out of context.
No. But the thing, no, I understand that. The thing is, though, he quoted something you said a year ago. You're not quoting something someone says a year ago if you're not locked in with that person. So at the very least, he's locked in. He's locked in. To you, he's locked in. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like, so that's how I took it. That's how I took it, and I was just like, yo.
Well, you just gave me some game.
Yeah, but the thing is, bro, the thing about it, I was just like, yo, people, whether they agreeing with you or disagreeing with you, they're gonna show you whether they're a fan or not. They're gonna show you whether they appreciate what you do. And it was crazy because I was watching this Steve Harvey show, right? I don't know why. It was like 2 a.m. I'm watching like the Steve Harvey show and shit. So the girl Regina was like, yo, Steve, you got some tired ass lines. And she brought up a line, like some player line that he said, like, yo, I'm something about wrapping you up in your warm brown eyes and some shit like that. So she was like, basically like the line was whack. She was like, if your Mac was a horse, they'll shoot it. And Steve's response was this. He was like, and I don't care what you say about my player lines. He was like, that line you just said, I know you liked it because you remembered it. So when you was talking about that whole situation, I was like,
that came to mind.
That came to mind, and I was just like, yo, he remembered that from a year ago. And you got to, and we're talking about, and of course, we ain't put no names out there, whatever. The thing about it is, this whole thing is information. So the fact that he even remembered that, I look at that, I was just like, I'm sitting up here, I'm like, damn, I was like, big bro, he kind of don't see it, but I was just like, yo, he really.
I'm bipolar, man.
He really, but I'm like, bro, but listen, I was like, yo, he gave him a hell of a compliment within the smoke. I was like, he gave you a hell of a compliment within the smoke. There's shit from a year ago that I don't remember that you said, and we talk every day. So it kind of goes to show that people be locked in different ways. So I look at it, I'm like, yo, like he's locked in, but he brings something to the table that we don't bring, right? And then we bring something to the table that he don't bring. So it's like, so when we come together, like it meshes well. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it meshes well at the end of the day. But if you really look at it, bro, he gave you the ultimate compliment within the smoke. Okay. And I don't even think he realized that he did it. I don't even think they realized, because when I read it, I was just like, damn. I was just like, yo, like, I was like, that conversation happened a long ass time ago.
Almost 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, that was like that happened a long time ago. And I was just like, yo, and I was just like, and sometimes, bro, some people do deserve to smoke, and some comments do deserve to smoke. And I was sitting up here and I'm like, yo, that's one hell of a compliment, yo. Like, without saying, that's like, yo, I really fuck with you. Like, that was like the ultimate compliment to me. And I was just like, yo, like, so a lot of these dudes do be clowning a lot. But what we're gonna do, we don't run from no smoke. We don't run from no smoke. You can approach shit however you want to approach it. But if you talking boxing with us, you need to bring, you need to bring that smoke, like, for real. Like, you need to bring that smoke, bro. So we're gonna put,
I killed him.
Yeah, but that Twitter situation, bro.
I kill him. My wordplay is bonkers,
bro. But that card, I'm gonna be specifically watching and see who got something to say in regards to that, and we definitely gonna be rumbling on that. And actually, you know what? I want to bring it to Shane's attention and actually see what Shane thinks in regards to that. In terms of just,
I got some more work to do
from overall perspective. You know what I'm saying? But
I'm gonna definitely put that up. That was good. That's off the top of the dome too, bro.
Yeah, but that was, and we had to kind of talk.
I don't even rap, but my mind run like a rapper.
We had to
I'm
kind of
telling
talk
you.
our way through that because it went from Nakatalia and Shakur, and I'm like, no, I don't want them reheated fries. I'm cool, and then it just flipped.
You just gonna stay on that one. I got you.
But it got to a better situation though. Like at the end of the day, like it got to a better situation. So we came up. Basically, you came up with a whole card that makes sense. You came up with a whole card that makes sense, and it's not. And I don't want people to take this for granted before we roll. Like we say it all the time. It don't matter how many is listening, is who's listening. I mean, we know people listening. Like I'm gonna keep it 100. Nobody like Tagu and them may not know this, but Tagu does not get on the zone without this channel. That's a fact. Nobody mentioned Tagu's name. His name wasn't doing shit until it got mentioned on this channel. Now, Vlog was mentioning the name prior, but the video that actually got the damn near like viral status is me and Vlog going back and forth about this dude. And we was like, yo, like, Vlog, you literally got this dude on the zone. Like, you understand what I'm saying? So people, you gotta understand when you put something when you put something in front of the masses, like you want to put your best foot forward because you don't know who's listening and who's watching. There's plenty of things that Shane has said, and I think some of the big wigs has heard it. There's some things that me and Shane said, and the big wigs just took it. The Tagu situation, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, DAZN took that and ran with it. And we're not saying DAZN in its essence. What we're saying is it might have been somebody affiliated with DAZN that fucked with the show and was like, yo, I was listening to the Goodfellas podcast. I don't know who this vlog dude is, but he just keep on mentioning it. It could have been a situation like that. So you even take my lab coat situation. We're not saying that Tim Bradley and them stole it. We're saying maybe it been an affiliate that's fucking with the channel. Be like, yo, I don't know this dude G5 Jeff TV, man, but he got like this lab coat. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, so we're actually bringing a lot of context to things that get to the masses. You know what I'm saying? And all we ask for at the end of the day, I'm like, give us our credit if that's where you got it from. It's kind of like with the betting. If Vlog gives you a 4 or 5 team parlay to hit, and you use that exact same parlay and you hit, the gentleman thing to do is to get that man his credit. And in that situation, you hit his cash app up or do whatever the case may be. And like, you know what I'm saying? Or even give him a personal shout out, however you want to do it. But you got to give credit to the source. You got to give credit to the source at the end of the day. And I don't think that happens enough. Just in life, period, beyond the media shit. You know what I'm saying? If somebody giving you game and you benefit from the game, then you gotta credit the source. And that's just what it is. And that's what we do around here, man. But we're gonna close this joint out, man. This was a throwback joint. 2 hours and 42 minutes strong. And again, we still ain't get the stuff. The stuff we still left out. So boxing is just always going to give you something to talk about. This was supposed to have been a film session day, and we literally got into something completely different, man. But that's just how I go. That's how I go. You know what I'm saying? But big shout out to my guy Boxing First Vlog, man, holding it down with a player. Give him your social media, good brother.
Bro, I'm on Twitter at BoxingVlog. Just BoxingVlog. I'm on Instagram, Boxing the #1 ST Vlog. I'm on YouTube. You see it, Boxing First Vlog. The link right there. Follow your guy, man. I got the new posts popping up, episodes, whatever you want to call them. Like I said, I found my lane. I try to, stay out of, getting bumped on and things like that. Because anyway, I'm in my lane, bro. Betting on boxing. Get with me. Giving out leans, picks, locks, all of that, man. Just the info, bro. Really doing the homework, really doing the due diligence. This ain't no just, oh, I like dude because he favorite. Yo, it's subtle things in boxing, which is tricky, and you got to really be on your toes with it. I'm going to just quick scenario. There's a fight over in Europe, Flatney and Henny. Nice little fight. 2 scrappers. Come forward guys. The guy I bet on was winning the fight. Because of their styles, it was a head class situation, and I gotta be honest. It was something I didn't peep. I should have peeped it, meaning I should have watched a little bit more film, do a little bit more due diligence while I'm building this betting on boxing episode situation on my channel. Obviously, I'm always doing work with the fellas, Goodfellas podcast, Good Game Chopping. You know, we over here chefing. So just tap in with us, man. We appreciate the support.
No, facts, man, facts. Yo, find me all over the place, man. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, G5JeffTV, website, G5JeffTV.com. Join the Boxing Prediction Fantasy League. Shane O'Mac, I need for you to update that thing, player. I know you're busy, but
yes, sir. Please.
We definitely need that updated for sure. But y'all can definitely go to the website, man. Actually, and to be honest with you, I want to say this before we go. I want to give, and we usually don't get into this, but I want to give an official number out in terms of subscriber count. Vlog is officially at 1.24 in terms of the subs. So definite progression there. And that's from the time when we were like, hey, listen, like, you know, we need to get my man to a stat. So he's at 1.24 right now, and everything is trending up, you know what I'm saying? And for me personally, I think I am at, if I'm not mistaken, I think I'm very close to 8,000 flat. But I'll get y'all an exact number in a second. And it just goes to show, like, it's consistent growth. We're not doing the viral thing and, you know what I'm saying, getting all our joints in one shot. So right now, 4 subs away from 8,000. So I need 4 people to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, get us at an even 8K.
Do us a solid, man. You know what helps the channel though? Everybody that really are day ones, you know what I'm saying? Like our solid, our everyday guys, they know they are. Yo, man, just hit that share button for us, folks. You know what I mean? Put that on your other spots. You know what I mean? Yeah, that helps out a lot. You feel what I'm saying? Get your other folks involved in the conversation, yo, because you know we chef, man. We over here saucing. You feel me? So it was a great day today, even without Shane. I think we held it down.
Yeah, bro. It was a real good day, and the thing is, and it's just the thing people don't realize is like we get off of here because it's like we got regular shit to do. You know what I'm saying? But we got like 5-6 hours worth of smoke every day of the week. We just try to spread it out and, you know what I'm saying, not try to oversaturate at the end of the day, you know. But nah, we need for y'all to hit that like button, hit that share button, and when it comes down to it, we'll come down to this podcast. We ain't even get to the Keyshawn film study. Like we were supposed to play that whole fight.
Bro, but that's why the card makes even more sense, because when we do his shit, and we should probably do that tomorrow to support.
Yeah, I think we need to. I think we need to do that. I think we need to do that first thing. Like,
yes, get right to it. Get right to it.
Yeah, get right to it. And
this is an early production meeting live. This is an early production meeting live.
Yeah, tomorrow we're gonna definitely get into Keyshawn film study.
And what about Nick Italia? Let's do Nick Italia too.
If I can find the
he on there.
If he's on there, I'll get it on there. I'll definitely get
all
it
top
on
ranked shit is on there, bro. All top
and
ranked shit.
I'll get some Tagu stuff like pre Garcia fight. We did that before, but we'll bring it back up just to let you know. I'll get the.
It might be more now. It might be more now, but back then it wasn't a lot.
Yeah, I'll get the Mason Bernard fight. I'll get the Mason Bernard.
There you go.
That makes most sense. So we're gonna do some film study tomorrow across the board, and then if boxing gives us something in regards to
hot topics,
we'll give you that. Big shout out to King's Promotions too. King's Promotions got a nice
doing their thing.
card.
Yes, they do. They've been putting on some nice ones
stuff
lately too.
King's Promotions. Actually, anybody that gets in contact with is it Travis Kaufman? He runs King's Promotions, man. Let him know G5 Jeff TV and Boxing First Vlog want to actually get him on the show. Because
know what I want to ask them though, bro? I really want to ask them, why aren't their spreads, their lines, their odds for those fights that are very on paper crucial fights? Let's say you don't know the styles of these guys just because you haven't seen video yet, but you talking about 11-0 guy first fights in the 13-0 guy. That's intriguing. I personally, as a better and a influencer and a guy that's really getting into this handicapping, I need to know where I get them lines at, bro. So if y'all talk to him, ask him that right off top. Say, Vlog need to know where to get the lines at. This is crucial information. It will actually support the product.
Yeah, I don't know if that's kind of an interesting question. I mean,
Jeff, it's me, baby.
Yeah,
it's me, baby.
I think, and the thing with Kaufman, I really, because Kaufman is a boxer too. But when you look at King's Promotions, you got Rais Salim, you got my boo Alicia Baumgartner, you know what I'm saying, and you got like Michael Coffey. They got guys that they've brought to the forefront, and King's Promotions just puts on good cards, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, so definitely big shout out to King's Promotions. And that lets you know, like, a smaller company can definitely get it popping. A smaller company can definitely get it popping, man, for all my smaller promotional guys out here. You don't have to be the Al Haymans of the world or the Bob Arrows to make it shake. And they definitely making it shake, man. So we're gonna come in tomorrow. We're gonna get right into the Keyshawn tape. We're gonna get into
Nicotalia. Keyshawn Nicotalia. That's the matchup.
I think that's the
gotta break
matchup.
Them down.
Yeah, and then
we're gonna do the other one. Yeah. If we can sneak in a Tagu, let's do it. We should be able to, bro. It's Thursday. I'll be home by like 1:30. Yeah. I get off like 12:30.
I'm off tomorrow, like, for sure. So I'll have the film and stuff ready. I just gotta find the Necatalia joint, and I gotta find the Mason Menard joint. If I find
if it's on the tube, we good.
Yeah,
if
we
on the tube, we good. Yeah.
So we're gonna get a good film session in tomorrow. We're gonna get a good film session in tomorrow, and we're gonna go from there. So I'm like, if you it's gonna be no fluff tomorrow. Straight pen and pad, schoolwork, homework tomorrow, like, for sure. We've been putting it off the past 2 days, and they ain't been on purpose, but it's just been simply, when we chopping it up. Sometimes you just lose track of time, but it's definitely film day tomorrow. So get your film together. We'll cover some of the King's Promotions cards as well. Tomorrow's probably going to be a long one. It's probably going to be similar to today. Good at least solid 2 hours. But it's needed. At the end of the day. So on behalf of VP Shane, aka Ice Cool Shane, my man Boxing First Vlog, aka the General, aka Blunt, aka Blunt Bayless, aka Mr. 1K, your boy G5 Jeff TV, man. 1:32 tomorrow. Peace.